Yo, what's up, everybody? Mr. Right Way here. We alive, back from a long week, man. Y'all, this
Hmm.
it's been a long time. I haven't seen you guys. We got our favorite people. We y'all before we started, y'all, it was crazy. I wish we recorded that because it was just hilarious. I mean, freaking hilarious. I almost said something like that. But anyway, I'm back from New York. Everybody's back together. What y'all been doing, man? What's going on?
Work, gaming, collecting,
Yep.
barbecuing.
Same thing. Making some good content. Hanging out with friends and family. Trying to get over a devastating PlayStation 5 news of my stuff being burnt out and whatnot.
Yeah, man. You said that, man. What happened, dude?
Yeah, we had I think it's called a brown surge, to where it's like lightning hits and then it travels through the house and then it only affects certain electronics. And unfortunately, like behind me, that's where my PS5 was at. Like, yeah, right along that wall. So when it came through the house, what's funny is it only affected this, but everything else is plugged up over there is fine. My switch, that's fine. My TV, that's fine. The lights, everything else back there, none of that was affected. Only thing they got messed up was this and the switcher that's in my attic that I use to connect all my devices via Ethernet cable. That got messed up. So and my computer speaker, like, this thing is done. You can't see it, but this thing is done. So
see what happened when you talking about new some PlayStation, man. No.
Hey, look, man. They say, look, we can't get your ass online. We go we definitely gonna get you. We definitely get you and doing some of those storms.
They sent Thor over there. They just said, "Jump."
By the hand of Zeus.
Oh boy, that just I hate that happen for you, man. Like, but hey, maybe you can get that new slim when we talk. Hey, maybe you get that new revision that we're gonna talk about later on and stuff. But yeah,
good point.
Yeah, we can talk about that because it might be perfect timing. You can scrap it and maybe you can get something a little bit better. I don't know. But anyway, what else has everybody been doing besides me? I know I've been just like, if y'all been saying, I've been traveling, just got back from New York, and y'all, if I can tell my voice, I'm still a little tired. And this Texas heat is Ness can tell you ain't no joke, man. I just went in the garage just to get my water jug. And it's hot as I don't know what out there, man. I started sweating.
Y'all boys living in hell over there, quite literally. I can't do that.
We cooking food in the mailbox, in the garage. You don't need to put it on a stove, on a grill. You could just cook it right there on the asphalt, right there.
Bro,
it's that hot. It was 110. The high today is 110. You can't even count after that. You shouldn't even count after 100, but 110 is hotter than the
okay. So yeah, dude, I saw over here it got to 117 degrees.
What?
Ooh. Yeah, 117. You know how sometimes you got the air conditioning going on in your car, right? Yeah. The sun was hitting like the dash, and the dash, the heat from that dash was still like I had to turn my air conditioner all the way like to 6. I was like, it's no reason why it's that hot.
Goodness.
And you know what it's gonna be now? It's gonna be even when it gets cold this winter. It's gonna be even cold. It's gonna be like crazy cold. I hope it don't be like shut down cold. Because Texas, we can't handle that that shutdown cold. What Marcus and them and y'all can handle that. We can't. Like snow day for them, they just like, oh, okay, scoop it up and gone.
Well, city shut down for us.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Though. I much rather deal with extreme cold temperatures than heat, because when it's hot, you can't escape that shit. Okay, like especially if you're out and about. But when it's cold, just layer up, get a small space heater or stuff like that. You good. But heat, you can't escape it, man.
My bones don't like the cold no more.
You're right. That's the only negative. Yeah, I got arthritis in my right knee, and yeah, that's like my weakest season. So I don't be getting to no fights around that season because one good shot and that's it for me.
Oh my gosh!
It's like Vats from Fallout. You know how they target each individual body part. I can target that right knee. That's it.
You're over there getting dragon punched like Ryu in Street Fighter.
You know how some of those games they be doing rag dolls to where they be doing like this. That's me. Like it hit my knees.
That's so funny. But yeah, man. So this week, the last 2 weeks since we haven't been here, a lot of things been going on. I guess the first thing you want to talk about that's in the thumbnail, if you're watching live, or if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, Google, all your podcast platforms. So the seventh generation. I guess we got one more storefront to close down the seventh generation. That'd be the PS3, but the Xbox 360 marketplace is shutting down next year. So I looked at it, and it's not a big a panic as it was with the PS3, but it just shows you, or even the Nintendo Wii and the Wii U, the Wii and the 3DS. It's not a biggest deal because they say you still can download your games. You still can like play games on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X or the S, or even the Series S or the VCR, whatever Xbox One system that you got. Well, it's really crazy though that the 360 generation was like the best Xbox generation so far. I think it was so good. You see, it got the Xbox 360 right there, and I'm gonna be showing you guys some games on the live later on that which y'all need to be getting. But yeah, just woke up and I'm like, oh, okay, well, guess 360 is going to be next. What y'all want? Anybody want to talk about this? Want to start about talking about this?
Yeah, I can go ahead and start first. The one thing that and that's one thing to say about digital games, because as we all know, like when it comes to like the digital storefronts, of course, they're all not going to stay up for very long. It's going to fade away, to the annals of time. Everything doesn't last forever. But the one thing I was concerned about is there's a lot of older games that, of course, you can't even purchase anymore. So now I'm thinking, all right, so since it's going to be shutting down next year, there's like a bunch of games that's still tied to my account that I would have to redeem from online. But after that, that's pretty much a wrap. You can't get a lot of them anymore because most of them have taken down due to like licensing issues, or maybe something's going on with the publisher. Maybe like the publisher or developers don't exist anymore. Like that Ninja Turtles in Time Reshelled edition.
I still got that.
Yeah, I would say you can't even buy that anymore. So now I gotta go back and re-download everything. But I was thinking, with the 360 generation, was that compatible with like external hard drives? Because I know they had the one that you had to buy with it. Because I bought a lot of games. Now I'm thinking,
it was because I had a little external hard drive on there.
Okay, gotcha. I was like, dang, I got a bunch of games. So I was worried about if I had enough storage to put all that stuff. So that's another thing, is just having to go back and to re-download everything. So, but it's the end of an era, man. Like I said, all things don't last forever. So
yeah, we see in the closure of the seventh generation, which I do think the seventh generation was pretty darn dope. It's anything that comes, something that comes close to it is with the PS2 generation, the PS2 GameCube generation, Xbox generation. What, that's the sixth generation? No,
yes,
the fifth.
That was six. Well, PS2, Xbox, and that was six.
Yeah, okay, that was six. So those two generations back to back was really good, but we really didn't, we got introduced to online gaming with Xbox Live, and then the Xbox Marketplace just changed the game. And I really think, this has been a long-term play from Xbox. I think this is what they always wanted. And it's good and it's bad because I have a lot of digital games on the 360, a lot of digital games. And I just went through it. Like, I think I got like 180 games. I was just buying games back then. And it was so easy because you can get another console and re-download your stuff. And that's one thing, guys. Before next year, stock up on some Xbox 360s that work and start re-downloading stuff, because those 360 are so flimsy. The slims, you want to get the slims. You don't want to get the first generation or the second. You want to get the slims, and just make sure you start downloading these games. And I'm gonna talk about these games later on. But Video Game Rotary, I know you're a big Xbox 360 fan, but you're going for but you're a big seventh generation fan too, because you got almost a complete Wii collection, got a Wii U collection. What do you think about this 360 situation?
It makes me think about the conversation that the Video Game Historian Foundation has been talking about lately about games disappearing and them not being available. This is kind of something that's like direct and right in our faces. And I got to think about that today. Like, when these marketplaces close, like whatever is at these swap meets and conventions, that's kind of it. But that generation was definitely really, really big on online. That's when it really, really hit its peak. And I was online equally with both the PS3 and the 360. I have a pretty decent Xbox 360 collection. So my suggestion would be, get the games while you can. And, just like Steve said, those 360s go for like dirt cheap.
With some places, some
Yeah,
people some people
they
think
try.
they got gold, but that stuff don't work. Make sure y'all
Yeah,
test it before y'all buy something too.
yeah, they're not valuable, but that is a good idea, especially if you get the 360s for cheap, man. Just if you want to like kind of sort it out, you have certain games on one 360, certain games on another. If you want to do it like that, unless you're going to hunt down, the physical copies, which I would recommend. I would recommend the physical copies over anything, just because you kind of got the game, and anytime if it's digital, something can happen, and then it's kind of gone. Go get those 360 games.
Yeah, and some of the games I'm gonna show you really quick. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you a lot of games through here.
I was about to add also, with the store shutting down, for some of your favorite games, make sure y'all download the DLC too. So I'm not sure if a lot of that stuff carries over, because I know in the new storefront everything is kind of integrated together with how Xbox One and Xbox Series systems. I'm not sure if it's the same way with the 360 store. So if there's like DLC, like map packs, hell, even like game breaking bugs and stuff like that, there's patches for those. Make sure to download those, because you'd be surprised, a lot of games back then that just borderline didn't work until you got that day one patch. So download everything. If you like whatever library you got, download whatever updates you got for them, because that's gonna be wrap for them.
So here's the first game. Yeah, that's some good advice, man. Thank you so much for that. Like, here's a good physical. Now these are all physical games. Now on this podcast, we are all like big proponents of physical. Get physical while you can. I like both. Get digital, but also get physical, because you just never know how that digital. You might wake up and that game is gone. It has instances like on Steam that this game's been deleted from your library. Like, what the heck, So anyway, the first game I was talking about, if you watch it on YouTube, is the Capcom Digital Collection. Now this was an under the radar game. It's on eBay. This is about a $30 to $40 game. You have 8 games. You got Street Fighter 2 HD Remix, Final Fight Double Impact, Puzzle Fighter HD Remix, 1942, Bionic Commando 2 Reloaded. What's this? Wolf, a Battlefield, Commander 3, Rock'em, something, and then Flock. But 8 games on here, right? 8 digital games. This is a Xbox 360 exclusive. It didn't come on the PS3. But this is one of those games that you might want to go and get it. I don't know if it had a manual, but mine's gone. But you might want to get that really quick. Another game. Go ahead.
I was saying those are all solid titles too.
Yes,
those are some bangers.
Excellent Capcom titles from the past. Ain't a single one of them that shouldn't be slept on.
Oh no, and here's one that I know Mega's gonna be a really big fan of. This one is Rumble Roses.
Oh my god,
Double X.
Ooh, you know me so well. It's only on 360 too. So
yeah, it's all
there you go.
But seriously, this is the Dead Alive engine in a wrestling game. This is actually a pretty decent wrestling game. It's complete. But it's actually it's lewd. I'm not gonna lie. It's mature rated M17. Rated mature. It's rated M. So yeah, it's a lewd game.
Hey, there is a demo out on the Xbox Live store. While it's still up, and y'all give it a shot.
Or buy the physical game. I'm always say buy these physical games, y'all. Like get those games. Here's another game that is a really good game. I don't know why people talk about this game. But Ninja Blade from Software.
Oh, that's a really good one.
Game.
This game is dope as heck. It's non-stop freaking action, right? Like I got it. It's complete. It's non-stop freaking action. You this guy in like Tokyo taking on these monsters, almost kind of like a Suez Ralph a little bit, but it's crazy. You gotta play it. It's weird, but it's a good weird.
The best way I would describe it is literally everything you said, but just take the gameplay aspects of what something like Ninja Gaiden, like the Sigma game, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1, 2, and 3, and then just merge in the difficulty with like Souls games. That's literally what it is. That's literally what it's like, quite literally.
Yeah, that is. when I bought it, right, I said I just like ninja games. I thought it was gonna be like Ninja Gaiden a little bit. I said, okay, it got like a little anime feel to it. And I said, let me check that out and see what it is, right? So I picked it up. I played the game for like 4 hours straight. I'm like, dang, this game is good. This is weird. It's got a weird story, but the action on it, and it's not really that difficult. I mean, it can have some parts that are difficult, but it's like just an anime episode, just like Asura's Wrath, which Asura's Wrath is on PS3. I mean PS3 also. So, anything else? I'm gonna show some more games. I got more games to talk about. I want to just talk about these throughout the podcast. But yeah, this Xbox 360, it's this storefront. It got attention, but it didn't get a big attention like I thought it would, because I think with Xbox Game Pass, a lot of people I don't know. Yeah, but I think a lot of people are sleeping on the physical games, though. That's what that's what I think. I really think these physical games, when the store officially shuts down, and we started with the 3DS and some of the Wii U, that these physical games are going to be increasing in price. I don't know how much, but it's going to start soon.
There's a lot of games on Xbox that just haven't made it to Game Pass. I mean, they say there's going to be more, which I assume there will be, but there's going to be a lot of titles that we will not see on Game Pass just due to
absolutely.
So it's I collect a lot of Xbox. That's where a majority of my gameplay outside of Neo Geo sits at, is on the Xbox.
Yeah.
So I mean, my Xbox stays on for the majority of the week. My PlayStation, it's kind of hit or miss, but my Xbox, it's always on, and I'm always playing something on there. And my 360, from what I've seen, I've actually seen some stores say like, hey, they've seen a spike in people coming in and wanting to actually purchase 360 consoles. I'm not sure if it's because of Call of Duty and them reopening the servers. That could be the case, because that's probably one of the few games on the Xbox that actually holds value as a Call of Duty game. Like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2, those hold a lot of really good value compared to PlayStation. Whereas PlayStation, on majority of the side, the prices on those games are higher than Xbox, but you actually see the vice versa with the Call of Duty games. But I've probably had 7 Xbox 360s like my first 2, like the first one I had, Red Ring of Death, sent it out, they repaired it, then I traded that, and then I got the Elite, the first black one that came out, that had an issue. Microsoft ended up sending me a brand new Xbox
in the little coffin.
Yeah,
that little brown box coffin.
The brown box coffin. Yeah,
I done had two or three of those jokers back in the day.
Yeah, if you were 360 owner between 2005 and 8, you got one of those boxes at least once. At least once. You tell me otherwise, you can't.
Maybe twice.
Maybe twice. Yeah, it happened to me at least once. I will say that, because I got mine in 2008. In 2008, still happened to me at least once.
I can't believe they survived that too.
I mean, the tail end of the 360s, they were really solid. Like my Halo Reach 360. Oh, that thing went through. An infant banging on it, getting around. My daughter was still an infant, and she was terrorizing that thing, but it still held up. So it's just the tail end of those consoles. They definitely held up really good.
You know what I really enjoy about the 360 generation consoles is that the exclusive consoles, they had so freaking many. Like, just the Star Wars. I have the Halo 4. You talking about the Halo Reach. They had like Forza. They had a Gears of War. The Gears of War one, I had that one too. That joke.
That was nice. That was really nice.
Oh, you reminded me of, now that you're talking about those, was what makes those so much more different, like the ones that come out now, like with the Gears of War one. You remember when you turned that on and made the chainsaw noise?
Yeah.
On the Halo 4, it had like the whatever that sound was. Each and every one, they had different sound effects when we turned them on. So I just remembered that we don't. Unfortunately, we don't
have that. The R2D2. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Star. Yeah, that's right.
My Gears of War 5 one, the Xbox One I have, it makes the little chainsaw sound like when it's.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought that stopped at 360. Okay.
No, it kept going on with it. That's like a tradition. I think the Halo one,
Infinite, the Infinite Halo Infinite.
Oh, that has a
yeah.
Yeah,
I still
think
like
so.
to have one of those.
I think so. I still want one too. Yeah.
Oh, stand corrected.
no, I hate
Okay,
not
that's what's up.
those burgers. If I see one, I'm definitely gonna buy. That's why I haven't bought an Xbox Series X. If I see that one, then I'll probably buy that.
Oh
one.
yeah, faux show.
So Voldie, what you got any 360 systems that were your favorite?
My favorite. Now there's a couple games that I definitely recommend picking up.
What you should pick up?
Left 4 Dead series.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get these.
Are those
Gotta
on
have
PS3?
I don't know.
No, they're
It's
only on Xbox.
360.
Only on
Xbox.
360 and PC.
So
Yep.
these are two that I
highly.
highly recommend. Great games. It's gonna suck because you can't play them online anymore because that was just a really good multiplayer game.
That was a
Like,
good game.
I believe on the Series X, people were like playing that recently. That's a really good game. So my suggestion is get both of those.
That's a good one.
Big time. So I just got the Slim right now. I got rid of all the other ones. I had the original one. And a quick story, I remember when I had my 360, I'm big into Call of Duty. So Call of Duty's going to come out, and I got the 3 Red Rings of Death.
Oh, God.
I was so pissed. It was like a week before the game came out. I was so pissed.
Man.
It's devastating. That was such a devastating time. The Red Ring of Death.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
I remember being we were playing Halo 3, and we were in the middle of it. We were bodying these kids, man. We were destroying this team. I was on a killing frenzy and everything, and then all of a sudden it was like bloop bloop, gone. I'm like, yo, what? No, and I had all my roommates, and they're like, "What happened? What happened?" I'm like, "I don't know. My Xbox isn't turning on anymore now." And they're over here freaking out. He's like, "Oh no, you got the red ring." I'm like, I hate this. I called Microsoft and everything.
Well, I got my red ring when I was on the desert map on Battlefield Bad Company, the first one. It was when I was in the tank and I was in one of the gunner seats. Next thing I know, like my tank is falling through the ground and then everything's shutting off. I'm like, what's going on? And then my Xbox, it turned off, came back on by itself. At that point, I thought it was possessed, but it wasn't. And then the 3 red rings came on. I said, "Oh, they got me." I had about a good 9 to 10 month good streak, like of not having any issues with it. I was like, finally got me. They got my ass, man.
Man, I keep going back to that, man. That the 360 was like, it was like a not uneven. It was like an even generation for them, right? Just whole console generation, because you had like the first part was really bad, then the second part was really good, then just like in between the last couple of years, it's just a mix between. But they started getting so many good games and stuff, like a lot of stuff was on there, like a lot of sleeper hits and stuff, like this right here, Import Tuner Challenge.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And this is
I remember seeing that when I worked at GameStop. I didn't even know what the hell it was.
This is like Tokyo Racers type of game. I think it was Tokyo Race. It was a game in Japan, but they renamed it here. But it's like an RPG type of racing game, basically. You just drive around at night, like RPG racer. Yeah, you got to play it. It's different. It's that's another thing too. The Fast and the Furious.
That's based off of there was a magazine. If you were in the import cars.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, Import Tuner magazine.
Yeah, Import Tuner. And they picked it up. They picked the license up on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of shooters, y'all, your boy Raiden 4.
Raiden 4
too.
That's another one.
That's gone up in price, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. Now this one right here is the GameStop exclusive, because the GameStop exclusive comes with a CD or soundtrack.
Oh, that's dope. I like that. Yep, GameStop and rolled right on it.
Yeah,
UFO.
Look at me. It's like, I'm gonna see, do I got that real quick?
I might have to hop over here and look real quick here.
Real quick. Yeah.
I got it over here. I don't know if I have the GameStop version or not.
Yeah, because see, like right here, the disc says like GameStop right there. So
yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
How come every time I talk to you about games, you always giving me some variant I never heard of before?
I be buying stuff, man. Like, oh yeah, I get this right. I got a lot of stuff I haven't shown people. I just right now, so focused on the PlayStation stuff. I got a lot. People think I only do. I know I'm a huge 360 collector. Just like, I got a lot of stuff. I just haven't really displayed. I don't really talk about 360. The reason why I don't talk about 360, and this is a petty reason, because I just don't like the color green.
Oh my god!
I just don't like the green color. I like
my favorite color, bro.
I don't like green. I like money, but I don't like the green color. I just don't like the green on the Xbox. I just don't like it. I like blue. You know, I'm beginning to like red, but I don't like blue at all. I mean, I don't like green at all. It's just so silly, but just that's one of the big reasons why I just hate that green. It's just, yeah, I know it's stupid.
I like it. I guess I'm just grown accustomed to the green. I mean, it is what it is. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But I find that the Xbox established the real online multiplayer for me. Yeah. Right. That's where I built a lot of my gaming relationships was Xbox Live.
Same here.
You know, and then you wait, once a month for that gold game to come out, and they'll, and you're like, oh my god, I've been wanting to get this game, and they release it, and it's yours to play. And then after a while, the tail end of gold, they were giving out some crappy games, but those first couple of years, they were putting out some straight fire.
That they were.
Straight facts. Here's another game too. One of my favorite racers,
Ridge Racers.
Yeah.
So funny about right. Ridge Racers 6 was an Xbox 360 exclusive. Then PS3 got Ridge Racers 7 as an exclusive.
You want to know another exclusive that Xbox had before PlayStation?
What was that?
Mass Effect.
Oh, okay.
They also had BioShock for like 2 years before it came to PS3. And then when it came to PS3, it ran like complete garbage. I remember that.
Dude, when BioShock came out, it was so different. It was. Yeah. I don't know what was up with BioShock, but when you played it, that first, it was different. It was like, wow. What is going on, and all the stuff going on in the background, and you're going underground, and like what's going on, and then you see Big Dad. I'm like, what's going on? Like, it was pretty freaking amazing. I love that game.
That was one of the first demos I ever played. That once I finished, I said that's a day one buy. That's like one of the first demos I ever downloaded on Xbox Marketplace, and it sold me instantly. So that's all time classic. I think it's because of the atmosphere. Because when the plane crashes, you're in the ocean, and you descend downwards to just a whole underwater city. That concept was it was new to us, man. It was like, dang, and it's set in the 1960s, boy. It was amazing, man. It's an amazing time.
That's another thing too, man. The rise of the demo from the 360. Like when that started to be a thing, especially on the 360, because PS3 had to get their stuff together. It was like, come on, it's $600 machine. It overheats. I mean, let's think about that. Both 7th generation big dogs had problems, but they really had big problems. But 360, not 360, but PS3 just stumbling and bumbling it, and 360 say, okay, I guess we was rooting for them because like this American company want something else. Xbox was such a great thing, and then the 360 came, and then everybody remember the 360 day launch day. It was like 24 hours, everybody watching that, and then you get home and playing all that stuff, and Halo 3 and just all the great games. Madden came out, and what was it? Oh, Call of Duty 3. They had a whole bunch of. I didn't see the list, but that was so long ago. But yeah, the rise of the demo was the demo. I think it's a demo disc, but the online download demo that was special.
Yeah,
to me that was a very significant time in gaming. I feel like that was when online gaming hit its peak. That was the peak of the Xbox and PlayStation. I guess wouldn't say beef or competition or whatever, but that was the height of it. Because I remember starting out on 360. I mean, it makes sense. Microsoft's a computer company, so to me, that's why their online system excelled. But then I had guys that was playing, Call of Duty on PS3, and they're like, "Nah, we ain't paying. It's free." And Call of Duty was getting the drops first on PlayStation. So eventually I converted over to PlayStation. But I had both. But I remember being, part of both in that generation. That was just a really, really good time, especially for online gaming.
It was, man. Time. It was. Remember, like everybody you meet doing gaming, like, man, what's your gamer tag? The gamer tag, like that gamer tag was like your ID, that gamer tag right there was like, all right, this is me, boom. from day one. I'm not changing this joint. And then the achievements. When the achievements came,
that was a
my
wrap.
goodness. Yeah, it was a wrap. It's like that little dopamine hit, like, dude, I'm like, oh, what did I do with all lock? You know?
The gamer tag. Oh, go ahead.
Are you going? That's what you were saying?
I was gonna say the gamer tag was like a superpower back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
I used to have cats like I had a gamer tag on PlayStation, and they were like, no. You don't bring that PlayStation gamer tag over here. You need to keep the gamer tag.
You had two separate ones.
You had two
I had two separate ones, right? They're like,
you
play different under your Xbox gamer tag. You keep that.
You did.
And I was like, what? And like, nah. We play both systems, but you a beast under your Xbox gamer tag. You don't play the same on PlayStation. No.
Oh my god.
We need the other cat. We need the other gamer tag. I'm like, are y'all serious right now? And then like one day I just went off. I forget what game we were playing. I know we were playing. It was Gears. We were playing Gears of War, and I went off. And I was like, all right, okay, you know what? I can dig it. I need to go ahead and change my gamer tag, but I wish I could get my original gamer tag back that I had all the way back.
That was like repping your set back then, man. It's like it's like Bloods and Crips back then.
Yeah, it was straight red versus blue, man. That's all it was.
It was East Coast versus West. It was East Coast versus West Coast. The West Coast was Microsoft. The East Coast was like the Japanese stuff for like PlayStation and everything. So that's how it was, man. That's how it was.
A comment in the chat. They said the evolution of the dashboard from the Blade is where it is now. Yeah,
I miss the Blades, man. I do a lot. Like I really wish they had a feature to where because that came after that first initial system update till they took it away. I wish there was a way you could go back and retroactively make it to where you could still have those blades, but still have the same features as like the later Xbox updates. I really wish they did that.
Those systems that still have the blades right now. Mm-hmm. They are worth a pretty penny. You like them first?
Oh, those are going up now too. Well, I'm not surprised. I shouldn't be surprised.
I like the.
Do y'all remember the game show?
Are you talking about 1 vs 100?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 vs 100. Yeah.
Holy!
I didn't talk about the game side. Yep. Like we talking about
everybody. You wanted to get picked for that, but everybody.
I was trying so hard. Bro.
I didn't get picked for it. I was like, oh. And they was giving out some good prizes on that show too. They was giving out some money and some prizes, some games, and like I remember they gave out this. It was like I think a limited edition Xbox 360 or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it was like limited edition controllers and systems.
It continued into the Xbox One generation. Because they had it on the Kinect. Yeah, they had that game on the Kinect.
You're right. Yeah,
it wasn't as big as it was
advertising
on the 360. But no, man.
That was back when everybody was actually focused on getting their gamer score up and getting that. They were focused on getting those achievements back there. I remember like, oh man, I gotta complete this game. I'm just 100 points away from completing the entire game, and then the DLC drops, and you're like, no.
Don't get me started on those. I know that's what I'm talking about. You know those specific Halo achievements that you had to get. It's like get this one achievement on this particular day on this month.
I never got it. I missed that day because I was on vacation. My roommates got it. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to get this achievement. And it always, to this day, hurts my heart.
They had specific trophies or achievements locked to days and months of the year. So you can only get it that one particular day or a month. And if you couldn't get it, you have to wait the next year. But sometimes those communities die like within a year anyway. So it was,
So I just found the list of the launch titles. So I'm gonna go through these real quick, and we go all give like a rating 1 through 5. It's probably 15 titles here, I think. But let's go through these and see. First, we got Amp 3, the snowboarding game. I said that was a 2. 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5. Going out of 5.
Out of 5, yeah.
5 being the highest, and
5 being the highest. I say 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give it a 2.
I was bringing up the list so I can see. Okay, this is what you're talking about.
The 360 titles.
Honestly, I don't even remember playing that because the 360. Well, I'll wait till we get to later on the list, but I don't remember Amp, so I can't really give a rating on that.
Voter, you didn't play
it. I might agree with you. I didn't put much time into that game. I would say 2.
Well, here's a game that we all put time into, and I think this right here, Call of Duty 2, a 5.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a 5. That's
Yeah.
easily a 5. That was the first game that I could tell what the hell was 60 frames and 30 frames. Because before, I didn't know what you was talking about, but that was a clear difference. Like between a game that's 60 frames and 30 frames, it was no doubt about that.
4.
So yeah,
That's
that's
the difference in the first person shooter. Very easy.
So Ness, you said 4?
Mhm.
Okay. What? That's still good. That's still high. Why not 5 on that?
I mean, in terms of Call of Duties on 360, I'm giving the 5 to Black Ops 2.
You know, I changed my answer. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I changed. I think about I changed.
No. You can get 5s to any one. You don't have to do one. I'm just saying, it's like more. But I'm saying that we're just doing the launch title games.
Yeah. I mean, I remember playing it, but I just, I played it. I put some time into it, but once Black Ops 2 came out, I was like, oh, it's a wrap.
Okay. Here's one. The first horror game by Sega, Condemned: Criminal Origins.
That's a 5. That's a 5. I ain't gotta think about that.
He's at 5.
That's definitely 5. I remember that.
I give it a 3. It was okay game. It was different. It was really different. It was kind of buggy, but it was different.
The only reason I give it a 5 because I specifically remember fighting the homeless people like within the subway tunnels. I don't know. That's probably the sadistic part of me, but I just love beating the. Let me stop, bro. Let me stop. I don't know. Look, I was 15 back then, man. I was still with teenage angst. I was back a lot. All right, damn. Let me stop bothering myself, man. Go ahead.
What's wrong with you, man? Why you fight bums, man? What's wrong with you, bro?
It ain't my fault. It was programmed for the game, so I went within the limitations that they developed. They said I could beat homeless people, so I applied. Damn.
That's funny, man.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, that's a 5 for me. That's a 5.
No score for me. I never played it.
Okay, Baldur.
It's on PC. Give it a shot.
Me either. I haven't
Okay,
played it,
cool.
man.
Here's another one. We go back to the American games. All right, this was okay. Gun. Remember Gun? It was kind of underrated.
I'll give it a 3.
Oh my God.
I'll give it a 3 too. Solid 3.
I didn't think first thing I didn't play on 360. I actually played it on GameCube, and then I realized, oh, it's on 360. But I never bought the 360 version. But I assume it's an improved version of that. So I would definitely get that like a 4.
Okay, cool. What'd you say, Valerie? Gave it 3. Okay, cool. That's good. It was a really good game. Here's a game a lot of people didn't like, but I really enjoyed this game. Cameo Elements of Power. I'm gonna say that's a solid 4.
For
I gave it
me,
a 4. It was really good because it kind of gave that Banjo Kazooie vibe, but in like high def. And it was like different, and it was the main character was cool. You could tell like that it was that rare team that did that. Banjo Kazooie Conquer's Bad Fur Day type of game. It was a strictly 64 game to me on the 360, and I really do think it. I still have that's a special place in my heart because that's one of the first games I did buy because when I saw the previews, I said, okay, Rare makes this. It looks exactly like Conqueror, or gave me that feel of Conqueror's Bad Fur Day and Banjo Kazooie mixed together.
Yeah. I'll probably say for me, I'll say it's a solid 3. Only reason I give it a 3 is because I played the only time I played the game, it was from the demo, and I enjoyed it, but it was never enough for me to actually spend $60 on it. That was back when I was starting to discern what games were actually starting to be worth their value. And that was, to me at least, that was one of them that just didn't justify me buying it full price. And then when it went down, Gears of War came out, and that completely fell out of my mind. I didn't even go back to it to get it later. It was just,
I agree with
we going up from we was only going up from that point, so I just never got around to fully playing it. So, well, from the demo, it was like a solid 3 for me. If I would have bought it, I'll probably put it to a 4.
All right, here we go. And I'm gonna give this a 2, but Madden 06.
Oh shit.
I was big into Madden back then, man.
Pass me.
Madden Online is, boy, that's different. Like Madden Online and then Madden playing with your homeboys.
Yeah.
Like no lie, I would play Madden like if my cousins came over. I would go buy Madden now at that time. I don't buy Madden on the regular like I used to. My cousin coming over, I'll go buy Madden and 2K. That's what we're gonna play downtown South Central. So back then, Madden Online that's all. Call of Duty and Madden was like my go-tos online.
You said Madden 06?
Yeah, Madden 06.
That was the first one that I bought and the last one that I bought.
Dang. Okay. Tell us the story. What about it?
I play a few sports games. Football, nothing against football. I don't follow it as much as others do. So I tried to get into it and I just couldn't do it. So I give it a 2. I know some folks out there be like, blasphemy.
Well, hey,
y'all already know my stance on sports games. It's a pass for me, but I don't even feel like I can do it justice because, like, if I were to give it a 2, like, I'll probably be like Ness and Stop, probably give it a 2. But then again, I didn't play it, so I kind of feel like that will kind of be me doing a dishonorable service to it. So I'm just gonna say pass for me.
Okay. Well, we'll put these together. The 2 NBA games. We got NBA 2K6 and NBA Live 06. I'll say 2K. I'll give both of those a 3.
Man, wait, which live? Is that the one with Vince Carter?
That ain't the one with last year. Like, we talking about.
Oh God, it ain't that one.
We ain't talking about 2K5. Real. Look at it, Baldur.
Hey, while we talk about that, man, I'm gonna stop.
Here you go again.
Real quick.
Here you go again.
Happy belated birthday to Black Ranger. Black Ranger had a birthday though.
Oh yeah, happy belated.
Oh, happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday, man.
Oh, he a Leo.
Love you, dog. Stay traveling. Enjoy your vacation, bro. Straight up, but yeah, that
I ain't know he was a Leo like me. I'll go ahead then. My birthday.
But yeah, that
go
couple
ahead
was
then.
mad funny.
Happy birthday! Everybody could clap for the man.
But
His
yeah,
I don't
know.
Gonna pop up in the chat in a minute. They're gonna be online. We're like, hey, where your daddy? She gonna be like, she gonna pop in the chat in a minute. She gonna be like, oh, she gonna tune in and watch. But no, okay, so I guess we passed. This is definitely a 5 for me, and it's still a 5 to this day. It's a 10 for me, really. Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Oh yeah,
5.
My favorite Need for Speed game,
all the way.
Need for Speed 2006 or the 2005, 2006 version. Yo, that game is so good. The music's so good. The graphics are so good. The handling. Everything about that game is so good, and it still commands a great price. It's still like a $30-$40 game. It's so freaking good. I absolutely love that game.
I wish they would go back to that. Like
they said it was going to do a remaster of it.
They need to, because they don't change nothing. If you're gonna remaster it, just remaster the cars and the aesthetics of the game. Don't mess with nothing else.
But what's the music? You think they can get the music back like they did on Tony Hawk?
Ooh.
Cause Tony Hawk.
That would probably be undertaken. Now I think about it.
Well, I mean, a lot of that music was the first time we heard that was on that game.
Yeah,
I get it. There's a licensing thing, but I mean, if you got to fork over a little bit of money, they can afford it. I mean, pay them. Pay the music artists their royalties so we can get the game.
Then again, we are talking about EA, so I don't know if they want to go the extra mile to be doing all that.
Come on, man. If you tell same thing when they put out the remastered Mass Effect. I have Mass Effect on every console that it came out on, and I still bought the legendary remastered edition and still played through all the games and beat it because I love that game. Need for Speed would be that if they did that. It would be just like that.
Honestly, I would think. Well, for me, it's definitely a 5. That's like one of the most standout Need for Speed games. But honestly, I would probably say that's probably around the time, at least for me, because after that, I really didn't play too many more Need for Speed games. That's probably around the time it really peaked, like as a franchise. Because like we had like Carbon, and then like what? I think there was like another Underground after that. Shift, all the other stuff. They
Shift
were all right, but
Shift was garbage.
Yeah, like all that other stuff came afterwards. Like it was
garbage.
It was just downhill for me at least. Because I remember playing Shift. I was like, nah, I can't. Because after Most Wanted, a few years later, Shift came out, and that was it. I just went back. I just went with Most Wanted. So
Shift was a huge departure. I was like, I don't even know what Shift was trying to be. I don't know if Shift was trying to be like Initial D or something. It was a weird game.
I feel like that was their answer to try to compete with something like Gran Turismo, because I feel like it wanted to give
okay.
like that realistic like type driving simulation, but
That
Need
game
for
was
Speed's always
clunky.
been about Need for Speed's always been about going fast, room, motherfucker, like stuff like that. So it's
Mhm. Here's another game, and this is a good one. Perfect Dark Zero. Now, before you get your rating, did it live up to the hype? Because it was still everybody tried to live with the gold now, right? And yeah, I know it didn't live up to the hype. I would say a solid 3. It was a good game. It wasn't bad. They just didn't live up to that hype. It was like had a cool case. I remember that case slip cover with the 10, and you still can find it. It's still a darn good
I got it.
game.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
still
A lot of people like debate that. You know what I'm saying? Like that particular game, they debate that up against some of the other prominent shooters on the game. I guess third person in that case. Perfect Dark. But a lot of people say that that's a great game. I didn't play a great deal of it.
yeah.
See, I know the better one was on N64, where
That was the first one.
especially y'all in the chat. It still ain't touching GoldenEye. You got
No.
people that argue you to death that swear by Perfect Dark. But GoldenEye, 007, and 64 can't be touched. Period.
No, it can't.
To this day.
You put anybody that grew up around the GoldenEye era, and they're going to tell you that GoldenEye is the pinnacle.
Yeah,
they're going to always say it's the pinnacle. I mean, there's memes right now where somebody's that dude is playing. He's like, it's my jam. We about to get started. So it's
like young boy come up in here like I show him what the word is. Like, I show him what they do.
I would give Perfect Dark a 4.
A 4? Okay.
I would give it a 4.
I mean, I'd say I would 3, 4. I don't say 5, 3 or 4. I would say, but it's not a bad game.
3.5.
3.5. It's not a bad game.
No, it's
It
not.
just a lot of these, like I said, a lot of these 360 games are like coming from or like next games after a huge game.
Yeah.
Like some of these games, like what's going to happen? What's it going to do? Here's another one. It's so bad. Peter Jackson's King Kong the movie.
Why was that game so expensive?
A
on
1.
360?
I give it a 1. I don't know because it needed a movie game.
I give it like I probably give it a 2, mainly because it was like one of 3 shooters on there. So that was one of the game that came on 360. So
I just hate all movie games. I mean, well, not all movie games. Most movie games.
Mhm.
Most. Spider-Man 2 was good.
It didn't need it. It didn't need to be on 360. We had it on the OG Xbox.
Yeah, they just wanted to say, "Hey, look, we can look at the new graphics." That's what they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Project Gotham Racing 3, such a disappointment. Good series, but it was such a disappointment. Project Gotham Racing 1 was phenomenal.
Yeah,
and it just lost its magic after. To me, it just lost the magic after 2. I mean, after the first one, and then like 2 was but 2 was redefined, but 3 was like, I don't know, man. It's like I just didn't get that feeling to me. Other people, I'll say a 2 to me. What y'all say?
I'll say for me, because that was back when I was like still like into racing games like that. Project Gotham, I played 2. I remember looking at 3 and I was like, it's kind of looked the same as 2, so I never played it. No, I played the demo, and from what I played, it was all right, but I kind of skipped over it. But from the demo I played, I mean, I'll probably give it it was the same as 2 for the most part. There may have been some differences, but I'll probably give maybe like a 2, probably like a 2 and a 3. Between like a 2 and a 3, yes, it probably sit best for me between those 2 numbers.
I give it a 2.5.
Votary, do you play it?
I would say, playing it. I don't know. I'll say 3. I feel like racing games, you can't super expand on them. I feel like they got a ceiling.
They do.
It's the same with sports games. It's got a ceiling.
You gonna go around in circle.
I just feel like it's kind of like you got a ceiling with that.
Yeah, that's really good. I never thought about that. Like when you said that, I said, "Oh yeah, all racing games gonna go in a circle."
You're always going around the same
track. Not to say that those small things don't make a difference.
They do.
Like to me, we was talking about Madden, like Madden 64. Black Rangers talking about in the chat. Madden 64 was very different than the rest of the Maddens.
Mhm.
Like that by itself is very, very different. So I remember like seeing that when the N64 first came out. My brother got it, and he got Madden 64, and total different gameplay, completely different game. So small things can make a difference.
Yeah,
You know,
I can dig that.
I'm not a big football fan, but I do remember buying NFL Quarterback Club on the 64. I don't know what it was about the game that I liked. It was just different. I don't know.
Probably more arcade style. That's probably what you know.
Okay, that's what probably why I like
that's
it.
probably what resonated with you.
Okay,
Back then, like that was, where I grew up, and my brothers, that was big. That's prominent. Like, any NBA game or NFL game, and anything, especially couch co-op back then, was just prominent. And that's why N64 to this day is like, I kind of go back and forth with other consoles, but N64 arguably is my favorite console because, like, I just remember that couch co-op. Everybody had an N64. Bring your controller. You know what I'm saying? You playing Smash Brothers, Diddy Kong Racing, all these things, couch co-op. It just wasn't a better time. Of course, the best wrestling games of all time came out on the N64.
yes,
not
sir.
up for debate. Not up for debate with anybody.
No, wait, hey, hold on. That word
yeah. All right. Just because of the sound effects, Warzone is an argument.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. That's argument because
that's the whole
sound effects
thing.
of that
Like,
joint. They was so stiff in that game, man. Their hands was like,
they like
remember
this.
Golden Eye? Remember Golden Eye with the chop? That's how everybody in Warzone hands look.
Like everybody wars on hands like
this.
I remember the Rock. They walking like a little robot. They can't walk and they do like this. And then
every time they talk, they would be like this.
Damn.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? When they held the microphone, they will hold it like this. Like your hand would be like this, like you ain't even gripping it. Like
I'll never forget it. I'll never forget when that came out. We was just, and that's what wrestling was at its peak too. I remember this one guy that was real big into wrestling. Dude, funny enough, his name was Nick. Nick, y'all gonna laugh, but I gotta say it because it's funny as hell. His name was hold on, don't make me laugh. Don't make me laugh. Let me get it covered.
Kevin Hart over here.
Not make me laugh. Don't make me laugh.
You laugh yourself.
His name was Nick Coon.
Oh, come on.
Pause.
Sweating on everything. His name was Nick Coon.
What's up, Hustle?
He was the biggest wrestling fan.
Folks,
And like,
Okay.
I'll lie to you that biggest wrestling fan, probably a huge wrestling fan to this day. Shout out to Nick, man. But I remember him getting a PlayStation just to play Warzone. But like those sound effects and everything, and especially at that time, it still was like, leading the generation. Like that was the most amazing stuff at the time, you know what I'm saying? But like those sound effects, man, they never get old.
Damn.
I feel like I feel like no wrestling commentary is that funny. I'm sorry, like this sound hilarious.
somebody was drunk when they were in the sound booth doing the sound effects.
The sound effects, yeah. The sound effects.
Drop a drink. Oh, damn.
Just that line right there, bro. I'm telling you, they had some lines in there, but I'm telling you, The Rock was funny. He stomped The Rock out. Oh, damn. Don't get no that, bro.
Boy, it wasn't as regulated back then, so it's like they were more. They took more creative liberties and stuff with the dialogue. But that's what made it so memorable, though. It's like stuff like that.
Yeah,
bro. You can't
just that time. I think
it.
we had the Attitude Era where everybody watching wrestling. On top of that, like South Park came out at the time. That time was raunchy. Raunchy is all.
Oh yeah.
It was really raunchy, bro. Like I was in 7th grade at the peak of it. You know what I'm saying? I got introduced to RPGs. I got introduced to Rated R, Triple X, like all at the same time. Now think about it. I was at the age to know, but like I seen Rated R, but I was in 7th grade. South Park, Warzone, all that was around the same time.
Wow. I mean, my rated R started at 4, but it was all action films. So
yeah, but it was like, you know, at that time you ain't realized. Like, I remember being a kid watching Rambo and was scared. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I cramped myself watching Rambo. I don't know why.
You were scared of Rambo?
If I see Sylvester Stallone to this day, I'm probably gonna punch him in the throat. He's scared.
Why?
Fuck him, because he scared the shit out of me. I was scared of Rambo, bro. I don't know why I remember that. Like, I was like 4, but I remember. You know how certain things you go through life, you remember. I remember being scared of Rambo. I don't know if he was slurring his words because I felt like he was like drunk or whatever. I don't know what it was, bro. Like, I used to sneak downstairs, sneak behind my dad's chair when he falls asleep, watch Eddie Murphy and stuff like that. You know what I mean? All that, listen to all that. But Rambo scared the hell out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Like, some of the words he said in that movie, it was kind of hard to understand that, man. Like, straight up, it was like, to this day, it's kind of hard to like fully understand what he be saying. Oh, what you do? Oh, what you doing? You impressed me. Oh, come on, I'm gonna beat your ass. Like, oh, what? Come on, man.
I could never think that way at that age, because I mean, like, Predator was like the big movie for me with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there was so many one-liners in that film that it's like, get to the chopper now. We have to get out of here. Listen to me, like, I mean, that was stick around, Dylan. You know, it's like all this.
That's the big moment in pop. Get to the chopper. That's a big moment in pop culture.
No, get to the chopper. And I'm like, it's just, that stuff is iconic, man, and synonymous with action. And a lot of our video games, are synonymous with that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we wouldn't have country wasn't for Rambo and
man,
because that was supposed to be that's a direct rip off of both of them guys.
Yep.
And it was such a good. I didn't know that till I got older. Like, yep, I saw somebody like, okay, yep, I can see where they got it from.
Especially that cover. Yep, that cover is literally just Rambo. This literally just Rambo and those two movies put together.
So, hey, we got a couple more games before we get through. Then we're gonna change. So, we got Quake 4.
Oh, that was a 4 for me. The reason I give that a 4 is because
that's a 4 for me too.
Because that game was the first shooting game I played online with my cousins. Because it had online co-op. So yeah, that's a solid 4 for me.
What about you guys?
Good memories.
I don't know.
You didn't play that one?
Not much, man. Like, you know, that time, you know, we was playing Smash. Any wrestling game that was hot at the time, GoldenEye, Madden, that's what we was playing at that time. So, you know, everything else, like, honestly, and I'm sure people are gonna ridicule me, but at that time, like, just where I grew up, those couch co-op games, Mario Kart, stuff like that, that's what we was playing, where I'm from. So my introduction, honestly, to RPG, and I put a lot of time into it, was Pokemon.
No, that was good.
Like, honestly, that was my spot for, you know, RPGs and stuff like that, and kind of branching out into these other games.
No, that's a lot of people introduction to RPGs and stuff. I won't get to it. Well, I'm gonna get to it now, but we got some more. But for Nest tell his like RPG on the 360, Blue Dragon.
Yes, one of my best friend's favorites.
Yes.
Man, one of his favorite games of all time.
If you love Dragon Ball Z, you will love this because the creator of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, yeah. I need to find that.
He made the game right here. Akira Toriyama. This is his game right here.
I ain't gonna lie, that game ran like ass. So am I the only one who thinks that? Boy, that was.
We're so used to other stuff. I mean,
oh my goodness, man! It was. Like, don't get me wrong, it was great, but it was times it looked like a PowerPoint slideshow when it was chugging along, and you don't know. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Second disc during that one stage was all like it's like a castle or something like that. And night,
it was a filler episode, man. Don't worry about it. The game was good.
It was it did kind of run slower than other RPGs, but you know how Akira Toriyama is. He's a weird dude. So
yeah, he
probably wanted to. He like he up there like with what's old boy who made Metal Gear?
Not Inafune, but Kojima,
yeah.
Kojima,
he like Kojima. But he's kind of like him. Another game right here. Not the last one, but I guess ain't the last. We got 2 We got Tiger Woods 06 and
hey, listen. Let me stop.
What
Let me tell y'all something. Do not sleep while you laughing. Don't sleep on golf games. Golf games some of the funnest games I've ever played, bro.
Please don't sleep on
not, bro.
Please don't
Like
sleep
I got
on
PGA 2K21 on the Switch, and I put mad time into that game. It's fun, man.
Yeah, that's
golf games is like low key sleepers. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like people sleep on them like it's a sports title, but it's not a sports title.
Mm-hmm.
Like those Tiger Woods games, it was different, man. It was a lot of fun.
I just never was in there, so I gave mine a 1. But you say I just never a golf game.
Blue Dragon?
No, Tiger Woods 06.
Oh, bro, it's a 5 for me.
Okay.
I play golf, so
I would say,
love golf.
I never played it. That's a pass. So I never. That to this day, I've never played a single golf. No, that's a lot. I play like Wii golf, but I never played a single Tiger Woods games though. I heard they were really good, but I never played them.
Just go get PGA golf and just play it for a little bit.
Okay, we'll try that.
I don't know what you think.
Then here we go. The last one, and I think this is I say a 3 or 4. It's Tony Hawk's American Wasteland.
That's like a 2 for me. The reason I say it's 2 because that was during the decline of those games. Like, because after Underground 2, it was all downhill for me.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended, but yeah, like that's a 2 for me because it was missing stuff that was like in Tony Hawk's Pro created 3 and 4. Like you could still create park stuff like that, but you were limited to how much you could create, like stupid stuff like that. So that's a 2 for me easily.
So anybody else written this?
Which one?
Oh, Tony Hawk American Wasteland. The last one.
It wasn't my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably give it a 3.
Okay. A voter?
I played it.
Never played it. Cool. And before we move on to the last 2 games I want to show before we go to the next section is Raiden Fighter Aces.
Oh.
Yeah. You get 3 games in one. 3 games in one. Such a game. And this game is pricey now too. I think it's like a $40 to $60 game. I haven't checked, but I bought it so long ago. And here's one that's a hidden gem that is, I don't know why this game I don't know why this game is expensive now. But if you see it, guys, grab it. Darkest of Days.
I know why it's
I know why it's
going up. Like there was this one YouTuber I watched. His name is G-Man. No, it's either G-Man Lives or it's Jared the Red Dragon. They did reviews on a couple years ago. Okay. It's like one of those first-person shooters. It's like so terrible that people need to collect it just to archive it because it's like taken off of all the online fronts. It's like one of those things. Is like you should keep it because it's garbage, but it's like very special garbage just because the type of game it is. So that's more likely why it's going to be in price.
Okay.
It's a golden turd, pretty much.
Golden
and pretty much like the best way to sum it up. That's what it is.
Well, cool. Well, next thing we talk about, and I think I haven't played this, but I know Mega maybe played this. But the Baldur's Gate 3 is it's out now. But I have seen this online, and the game is so good that is making other developers hating all the time about. Wait a minute, what are you talking about? The game that came out, they got no microtransactions, that actually plays, they don't need no updates. What are y'all talking about? So, Megan, talk about this. I know you was going off on Twitter on this one. This was funny.
Yeah, man, we've gotten to the point now to where if anybody tries to disrupt the gaming industry by like making new trends or something that's considered pro-consumer, they're gonna have a fit now. So basically,
weird.
Basically to sum it up. The creators of Baldur's Gate 3, they're like long-term fans of like tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons, things like that, and they've been making games like that for damn near 20 years at this point because they made Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 like some other games, but those games have always been known to be like top quality for the fans, by the fans, like stuff like that. It's that series particularly targets that type of demographic because they know what their fans want. So it took them about 5, maybe 6 years, if I remember correctly, millions and millions of dollars, and then they worked hand in hand with a lot of the people who worked on like D&D and things of that nature, and they delivered. Because the last year or two, they've been having like closed test sessions of the games, and they pretty much took every single feedback that a lot of the players were giving them, and then just integrated that into the game, and that's why it's one of the highest rated games on Metacritic. It is the highest rated game on PC, like in Metacritic history. There's no other game that's above that. So that alone just
what did it get?
It has I think it's at a 96 right now, but it was sitting at like a 97 for mad long, probably like 2 weeks or something like that. And it was higher than Tears of the Kingdom at one point for like
What?
yeah, it was higher than Tears of the Kingdom for about a week or two.
Damn.
At least a week or two.
Wow.
So no negative reviews, it's like positive glowing receptions. It's doing everything that you would think
that is
a premium
unheard
game.
of.
Mm-hmm.
That is unheard of.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, like he said, though, it kind of speaks to them listening to the audience. Those are people buying the games. That's what they want to play.
Yeah.
So, you know, honestly, it makes perfect sense. You know, after he said that, it's like, I'm not surprised. You know, they're playing that. This is what we want, and then you deliver.
Mm-hmm.
What is there to complain about?
It's like, oh my god, we've only been screaming from the Raptors for how many years? But like, hey, listen to the gamers. We want this. We want this.
Yep.
Like, come on. And then the folks that are arguing about this and saying like, yo, what are you guys doing over there? Like, why? Why would you put so much in the game? Like, you're making us work harder over here. That's what we're doing. Like, we just want to do the bare minimum and just get paid. That's what we want to do. But you guys are trying to show us up out here. Please.
Hey,
Please
like
continue to show them up.
Hey, like it was somebody put in the chat. I think it was Alice, but that on a Twitter where it said, "Oh, y'all made all this thing." We say, what did the dude say? He made a joke, but at the end he was talking about everything be broke except for like the ones that make the money, like the DLC and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's talking about like everything in the game be broken, but that online storefront, that should be working day one. It'll be day one.
It'll
It's
be
like,
working
no
day
hitches.
one.
Yep. Like
And
credit
it's
card,
true.
all the stuff. Yep.
It's
Facts.
true.
It's day one.
Like
It's
everything
working.
else in the game, like perfect example. Like I played Diablo 4 religiously for the first month and a half.
You
man.
so was on that too, wasn't you? I remember you was on that every day.
I have not played it since they
Dude,
like
because you took away
they
from
nerfed-
Street Fighter playing that game.
I know.
Hey, it was
They
that
nerfed-
good, man.
They nerf stuff into the ground. They remove stuff. I'm like my logic is like, how do you nerf damage output in a game, but the inventory system is so jacked up that you literally have to delete gems, jewels. They don't do anything. Like, why do I have 1,000 gems that I can't even put in a separate stash? I gotta go to town, deliver this, and you tell me, that's gonna come out in the second quarter. We'll have you ready to go. But guess what?
Boy,
We got some extra costumes that you can buy with platinum. But guess what?
Boy.
In the battle pass, you don't have enough platinum. Even if you go to level 100, you're still not gonna have enough platinum to buy anything. So go ahead and drop $20.
Nance, you mad? Nance, how you feel about it, man? You mad about it?
I'm salty as a mofo, bro. You know.
boy, tell them about how you run an inventory,
Yeah, boy.
or if you want to do the next season, you gotta make a new character. You remember that?
What now?
Remember? Oh, like if you like in the game, that's about ironically collecting as much loot as you want to get in it, because like everything, like it re-rolls and there's new items and gear every day, right? Or whenever you play it. So once you get to a certain number in your stash, like weapons and armor, you run out of space. Guess what? You can't increase your inventory space. You got to make a whole new character as a pack mule and then unload the stuff you got in your main character onto that one. So you really have to make multiple characters to get more items. Make that make sense? That's the type of game we're talking about.
That's why I ain't playing.
we have done this to ourselves. The community of gamers have allowed microtransactions to take over, and the companies see it as a cash cow. Now I understand I see Destiny in JS, Destiny 1.
He said, oh my god.
Yeah, like so. I mean, in D1, I'll be honest. D1, it was very, very minor in D1. In D2, however, oh my god, you were
everywhere.
Microtransaction for this, and this. Pay to play is okay in some games because you still have the opportunity to unlock everything that you would normally pay for. Warframe is a perfect example of this.
Oh yeah.
You can pay with platinum to get your new Warframes, weapon skins, all that, or you can grind it out and get those things later on for free. But a game that puts a paywall in front of you and says, hey, go ahead and purchase this and you'll have it ready to go. Or 2K, you can go to level 99, but you're still not good at 2K when you go online anyway, and you're gonna get roasted in the comments. It's just one of those things, man. I think companies need to take a step back. And like, if you're gonna make us pay for a microtransaction, you're gonna make us pay up front and say, hey, this is what you want, then give us a full quality game. Don't do this half.
Give me what I want. Like,
give me what I want.
I was about to say that poses a question. Let me ask y'all this. Seeing as the current climate of gaming is like microtransactions for the most, there's a lot of that going on, right? Would you rather pay more upfront and get everything, or would you rather just pay and get, what you want out of, and they just kind of give you the game, and then there's all this extra, because I know like some things now you can buy like Dragon Ball Fighters and get all the DLC. But you rather pay more and get everything.
I mean,
right up front.
No, I don't mind.
Rather than charge you a higher price and whatever DLC come out, you get it.
I would say, like, honestly, that's like a loaded question, because you think about it, that's happening now. Because the game just went up to 70, and then even when it went up 70, they still charge you more on the back end. So it's like, it's like,
I agree, but I'm just saying, like,
two less as you want. That's basically what it is.
Street Fighter, you know what? Street Fighter just tried that miss when they brought the Turtles collaboration. Now, I guess, the Turtles and Nickelodeon, they do come with a price. But if you get every turtle a costume and stuff, it's going to be another $60.
What?
Hell no.
No.
Yeah,
if you think about it, like when they drop DLC, when they drop DLC, it's like $10-15 a piece. So, but you gotta think about it. You're probably dropping that, like, if you're doing it in any other game.
Yeah, but see,
not saying it's okay.
No. But the DLC on Street Fighter, it was already up front. So you buy like the pass, you get all the DLC first season.
That's extra new add on top of it.
But those are special editions, right? Because generally you're getting that extra up front. But for, for the folks that don't buy the special editions, that's where the question should lean towards those individuals. Like, hey, should I pay more for a standard edition to get everything built the way it's supposed to from the day one versus getting a day one patch in a week 2 patch and in a week 5 patch in a month 1 nerf and a month 2 buff? Let me get off my soapbox, man.
Well, you know what? It's different levels of that, because what said. Hold on. Well, like you said, it was different levels. I was going back on what you're saying. It's different levels of DLC, right? It's the DLC that they upfront with, like on Zelda, Street Fighter, say, hey, this is coming next year. You can buy it now and then on to pay for it, and you get everything for it, like collector's edition or special edition. Yeah. And then it's the bull crap that I was trying to say on Street Fighter, which I halfway understand, but it still should have been in there. Like, okay, Nickelodeon Turtles, yes, that's a property. They probably won't hire a premium. So you don't have to buy it, but people know they want it, And then it's the microtransactions that nickel and dime you on everything. It's a mixed bag. So it's like you gotta choose your poison. Like, choose what you're gonna play, choose what you're gonna spend your money on. None of the stuff you don't have to buy it, but some of the stuff you want to buy it. And then another thing, when you do buy some of the stuff, it's like, why did I buy this? It's really silly. Okay, I'm sorry, Michael. What did you just say?
No, I was gonna say, like, I see both sides of the spectrum. For one, that I noticed, like, I bought Dragon Ball Fighters on the 360 first. And I remember buying the DLC, so I like had all the characters that I wanted to use. And then I bought it on the PS4 because I had a fight stick for the PS4.
Yeah.
So I'm like, God damn, I gotta buy this DLC all over again. But I would prefer, like, all right, if you're gonna charge me whatever, $100, then give me everything you coming out with. If you're gonna be continuously adding, that way you have the option. That way, people can't complain, but you have the option up front versus them passes and stuff. Yeah, just say, hey, you can get this, and then you get all the DLC in the future. Versus, the game coming out, you're paying $60-$70 for it, and this is gonna make the game better, and you gotta add on. I feel like give people the option up front.
I do agree.
Yeah,
there's two things. There's two things I want to chime in on here. So one portion of it is any form of, let's say, the microtransactions.
Mhm.
That money is generally going to the company. Sometimes we hear like, hey, this is going to our dev group, so we pay them, and that helps us continue growing the game and helping making it better and blah blah blah. That I'm cool with, because if you're generally making the game better, that's a great thing. If you're expanding the game, you got to get paid, folks paid. I understand you got bills to pay. That's great. However, if I dropped $70 out of my pocket and you had 2 years to develop this game, and you've got a couple hundred folks working on this game, you need to have some kind of quality control.
Mhm.
That's kind of, I mean, like, I'll equate it to this. If I go buy a new car and they tell me like, hey, the assembly line finished the car, but seatbelts aren't in there, but we'll patch that up the next time you come to the dealership. You'll be good to go.
Hey,
No.
that's
Hey,
Tesla, bro.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, like aren't Teslas doing that to where you have
Tesla
to pay to
doing that.
update? Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to pay to update the cars now. Yeah, it's,
No, like no, that's not how it should work. Like
Mhm.
if we're
Yeah, you're
paying
right.
for a quality product and you're promoting it as such, give us what we're paying for. And then after that, if you say, and if you've announced that, hey, we've got this coming in the next month, it's going to add this, and this. Ooh,
You know
you've
what?
made a quality game. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase that for an additional $30.
This era is over.
Yes,
This era
Oh,
is
yeah.
over. This
it is
is
over.
a finished game.
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
a finished game.
Yep.
Mhm.
This is almost a finished game. This right here, these motherfuckers right here,
Oh no,
these
that
ain't
is
finished
finished.
games.
Yeah, that's you talking
These ain't-
about
These
45%
ain't
of a
finished
game.
games. These are not finished
Yeah.
games.
Mm.
These ain't finished games on day one. We ain't going back to that.
I
We luckily sometimes, like I said, Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm not a PC player, but I'm so happy to see a developer actually come out with a freaking finished game and
Mhm.
everybody's enjoying it. If you do that, people will hand over money for extra content.
Yep.
They
It's
will
like,
hand it over. They will hand. I bet you people hand over $39.99 for an expanded map or whatever you kind of character you're supposed to get, right? I bet you they would, because it's a quality. Like, that's your trust. The trust is like, oh, and that's so crazy. Why some other developers? Oh, they actually released a good game. Well, I mean, they buying it. Well, we gotta work hard. Yeah, you gotta work hard. Don't be no pussyfooting around. Let's say it, pussyfooting around of the game stuff, because this is $1 billion industry. This makes more money than movies and shows, anything combined. And yes, we want good stuff. We want good games. But like I'm saying, I'm glad Baldur's Gate did. I might buy a copy, and I don't even play it, but when it comes on PS5, I'm just gonna buy it to support.
Yep.
I'm getting it.
I would say to add to that, because like these are the developers we talking about. Like, I have a comment pulled up by I think one of the lead designers. Basically, somebody asked him the question, are there any in-game purchases? And these people said, no, there is no in-game purchase in our game. We believe in providing a complete and immersive gaming experience without the need for additional purchases. Enjoy the game to its fullest without any additional cost or microtransactions. Do you know how rare it is to see that, like,
These
in
days?
writing nowadays?
Oh,
You probably see that once, like every 4 or 5 years.
Look at the comment
Amazing.
right behind the I was just saying, I put it up, but I really look. It says, give me a game, a full game that stands on its own, like Baldur's Gate. It said, then if DLC come, I will pay for it separately, but don't sell me on the rest of the game that I already.
Boom.
Just like I said, that's right there.
Boom.
Just right there.
That's it.
Right
Game
there.
was one. It's like,
My
I think they think we stupid sometimes, because that this right here kind of messed up everything, like the iPad, like cell phone generation. I think that mindset has came over to like some of these developers, and they just think they just can like pass through stuff. Like Cyberpunk. I mean, that was a hoax. I call it cyber skunk, but like I said, that's a whole other
I
story.
call it cyberpunk. We all got punked in that.
I'll take it a step further. Who are the devs that were complaining and saying, "Why'd you do that?" So I can not purchase a game from whatever company that they're working for, or whatever game that they're working on, because then I know for sure that you're working on a half-assed title.
Oh man, it's even further than that. There was actually like some fans that were against that. It's like you can't expect companies, even though they got more than enough capital, more than enough money to do stuff like that, actually going out on a limb and like defending people saying stuff like that. Like it's crazy out here, man. It's people supporting that stuff.
I mean, you just equate it to everything that we do in normal day life. When you go out for a meal, you expect it to be hot. You expect it to be good. You don't want hair in your food. I mean, these are all simple things. You equate that to the same thing. If you're buying a game, you want a quality game, you want it to play good, you don't want it to be buggy, and you want it complete and you want quality. It's the same thing. It's the same logic.
God forbid you actually want a fully functioning, working product and they want all their money up front, because even if it don't work, they still want all their money. So
they still gonna charge you that $7. Hey, look what Game said. It was a Game Tourney Forever. He said, I think Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a great example. It is. That $50 pass a month on the Switch is good. Nintendo really not doing wrong, but you get new characters. We ain't never get another Mario Kart part. We just gonna get this Mario Kart. But I mean, they giving you value, right? They give you a reason to sign back up. You know, I know Voter, he's a big Nintendo fan, so Voter,
getting another Mario Kart.
Huh?
Getting another Mario. We're getting another Mario Kart. We're getting another Mario Kart.
Oh yeah, at some point we are. Yeah,
he's speaking it into existence.
Absolutely. But
if we don't get another Mario Kart, do you think this model is fine though?
I mean, that's something I spoke on before, where I feel like, you know, certain games that, you know, come out every year, to me, you know, as much as certain people, depending on what type of gamer you are, you know, they frown upon Fortnite. But Fortnite to me is exactly what it should be. They gave you the game for free. So as a parent, you know how much money I spent on V-Bucks?
Oh man, Robux, V-Bucks. Right? Oh,
but I didn't buy the initial game.
Yeah.
And then they're doing different things to make the game. That game is so.
They done it right. They did good.
Yeah,
they did it right.
So much to that game versus where it started.
Yeah.
You know, you got the skins, whatever. It's cool. Like they just dropped Bianca Belair and
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch recently. Yep. But it makes it a little cool, you know, make the game a little different. But they have
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, they got Dragon Ball Z. They have so many characters in there. Naruto, all those characters have.
But at this point,
Travis Scott has the skin. I bought the Travis Scott skin. I'm like, I don't even play it like that, but I'm like, I'm buying this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you know, every now and then I play it with the kids or whatever. But you know, if I feel like games like that, Madden, 2K, Call of Duty, things like, if you're gonna come out with that, make the game free and make us just pay for the, you know, I'd rather pay DLC price every year. I feel like you're gonna get your money anyway.
I bet they won't do that for Madden. I bet you won't do that for Madden.
If Madden, but see, here's the thing. This is how you counteract Madden and NBA 2K.
Okay.
You wait until they go on sale. They always go on sale for $20. I've never bought 2K or Madden in years at full price. As soon as they drop down $20, probably about a month and a half in, they're gonna go down $20. You just wait.
Let me counter react.
And then you update it, and you see now those games you do get updates. Now you can buy different packs. I've never explored any of that crap in Madden.
What's going on, bro?
But they do give you updates where you can download rosters and stuff like that. But I feel like games like that come out every year, you know, just charge for DLC every year.
Madden and 2K should just be one giant DLC every year instead of dropping a new
game.
Just upload a DLC. I mean, the graphics at this point, like, if you're going to change the graphics and make it better visually, then you drop a new game every 3 years instead of every year. Then you can update changes.
Or every generation and just drop DLC in between.
That too.
That's what I feel like. I've always felt like that because you know you're paying for a marginal increase, but at the same time, me being a Nintendo fan, I'm a little biased. But it's no different than gaming fans in general.
Yeah,
you already know with Nintendo, they don't do too much you're gonna go buy this new Super Mario game. You're gonna go buy this new Zelda game.
Yes.
You're going to buy it, right?
All these Mario games this year, they come out.
I'm like that with Call of Duty. I'm like that with Call of Duty. It's not a big difference, but like I just enjoy playing that game online, and that's just something that I do. You know what I'm saying? That I buy online, and I decide between PlayStation and Xbox. I'm not playing everything online. What am I playing online? What's going to be the best benefit for me? Game Pass, by far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I play Call of Duty. Now they made it, cross-platform, which is
what we always wanted.
I got mixed feelings about it. To be honest with you, I got mixed feelings, but I also feel like it's a good thing, because at the end of the day, especially PS3, 360 era, that was preference. It's all about preference. Yeah, some people, it's better on 360. It's better on PS. It's not. It's preference. It's you getting the exact same thing.
I know. I tell you this. Okay, no. Okay, 2 games, and I like we were saying earlier about BioShock, right? Okay, Bayonetta released. Bayonetta 1 released on a 360. When it came to the PS3, that thing run like trash.
Well, not only that, any single Bethesda game that came on PS3, instant garbage. Yeah, it got so bad to the point they couldn't even Skyrim, one of the biggest games from back then. They couldn't even put DLC on that joint for like almost a year.
It ran horrible on the PS3.
Okay, so when I'm speaking on it, mainly it's sports titles and like Call of Duty titles.
Even
when it comes to that, I get it because then I will agree with y'all. There's a big difference. But sports titles and Call of Duty and stuff like you pretty much getting the same thing. And at that point, you're now just deciding on what you prefer. Just prefer. You know what I'm saying? But those other games and stuff like that, Skyrim and stuff like that, and that's where I agree. I feel like Xbox has now gone towards the digital era.
Did y'all see that comment?
Yes.
He said, I know y'all can agree with me when I say that gamers nowadays will never know what it feels like to buy a complete game and stuff.
That's true. It reminds me of that meme where that guy has like the butterfly coming out. Like, is this a complete game? Y'all remember that?
Yeah. Hey, here said this is another good question. Do you guys consider 360 retro? I do. It's 20 years old, so it's retro, and the store shut down. You don't consider it retro?
For me, it's like a combination of both retro and modern.
Yeah,
because it still has a lot of the things that we do in modern games today, like DLC, update, stuff like that. So it's still sitting in between that margin of retro and modern, because it's still doing a lot of things that pretty much standardized what we're going through now, like microtransactions and deal things and stuff like that nature. And then back then there were still games they was patching like new stuff into it. So for me it's like in between.
Yeah, I'll call it Matro.
Matro.
That's good. I like that.
Y'all coined that out there. Hashtag Matro.
Matro. You better, hey, he said it here first, so anybody try to get it belongs.
It belongs to retro internet.
That does.
And I agree with that, because I feel like, it's 20 years old, but I feel like for me, modern is HDMI, which you can put on whatever TV you buy now.
Yeah.
That's modern.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of that, the 360 had everybody buying new TVs.
Yep.
HD TVs.
Sure did.
And the PS3 too. We gotta get them there.
Yeah, PS3 too. But 360, because remember, you can play your 360 on a tube TV. But when you go to that 720p, it was a different world, boy. Ooh,
it was extra crispy.
Yep.
Hey, because remember this, like I tried it, right? I think it was Gears. It was one of the Gears of War. I think it was maybe Gears. It was one of the Gears of War. But you hook up Gears of War on a tube TV. The tiny text be so tiny,
yep.
Like you couldn't even read it. But then you put it on HDMI. It was like, hallelujah. Yeah. I was like, yes, give me that all. Man, dude, I went and got me a TV from Best Buy. I on a credit card. I got me a Samsung something. That TV was dope too. I had to get one flat screen.
Yep, I had a plasma.
720, 1080i. Oh boy,
I had this. I guess you would call it a a flat screen, a thick flat screen Sony Bravia 1080p.
Look at you.
That mug. Well, no. I saved up for that bad boy. I wanted that.
I still got my plasma.
I didn't even need to turn on the heat during the wintertime. It was conducting so much heat in my room. I just whole room be 90 degrees because of that TV.
Yeah. Those TVs emit a lot of heat. You're right.
Yeah, that TV's big, boy. And then you turn it off, you still see the picture a little bit in it.
Yeah. You still see
that
it.
was the bad thing about plasma. Yeah, that burning. Ooh.
Man.
Hey. But you know what? Hey, I still back in the room. I still got a plasma, Panasonic plasma, one of the last one they made. They had a deep black. It's still going strong. I mean, now OLED has took over and LED is much better too. But first, them TVs heavy as hell. You need like two people because you couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had a big 50. I remember getting that TV from. I got all my TVs from Best Buy mainly. That's crazy because I didn't buy it from Circuit City was bullshitting around, but I got that plasma from Best Buy. It was the last one on the floor. It was a floor model, and they was trying to get rid of them plasma. Dude cut me a heck of a deal. It was like a $4,000 TV. He said, "Man, you get it out. You put in your car. You can have it for $1,000." Damn. Boy, I put that. I swiped that Best Buy credit card so quick. I still on my wall, boy.
But you know that's something. I mean, now we're at the place where 4K is kind of normalized and is a lot more affordable. But people don't realize now with gaming, it's damn near to the point where it's not even so much about the TV.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you got to get a monitor. You got to get a gaming monitor if you really if you want to experience, especially if you're a first-person shooter game.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You're wasting your time with a regular TV if you don't do your research. So it's kind of one.
You do.
It's kind of one of those things. It now not just getting the console is enough.
Mm-hmm.
The TV got to match.
And the sound too. If you really want to,
everything's got to match.
Sound,
Mm-hmm.
You got
everything. TVs have become like computers now. Every year, every 6 months, they update it. So I knew when I got my PS5, I'm like, all right, I gotta look at HDMI 2 or 3, whatever the hell it was at the time. I think it was 2.
No, it's 2.
You gotta look at that. You gotta look at that, and you gotta look at game mode, depending on what you play. If you're a first-person gamer, you want to get a monitor. You want zero input lag. I started paying attention to that when my buddy put me on to that. So that was something that I was mindful of. All right, you play a lot of Call of Duty, you gotta get something at least with game mode where you can adjust the game, the input lag or whatever. So that's a part of buying the console. So you think you spent what we spent on the PS5 and the Series X, $500-$600.
Yeah, $500, and then but most times everybody had a TV. Now this generation, people had the TVs, but now I guess this would be a perfect time to talk about the new PS5 that coming out. The new PS5 had just been leaked, and it seems like it's a slimmer model. Yeah, I know it's gonna be slim, but it's gonna be an updated model. And I mean, most of us gonna get it. It still looks the same, just trim the fat and stuff. It's like a ribeye steak instead of T-bone. But I do think Sony, because Sony always doing it. They trying to push that 8K on us now, which is not a bad thing. It's like, okay, I just got an OLED like a year ago. I don't need an 8K, do I? I mean, we're not really seeing 4K games now. 4K movies, yes, that's a whole. You see the difference in a 4K movie.
Ultra high def 4K.
Oh, ultra high def is crispy and good. It's better than streaming stuff. And I'm like, man, do I want to buy those? But it's a lot of good movies out there that does it really, really good. Them deep blacks and that sound, yeah. But this 8K we've got to move into with the new PS5. What do y'all think about this stuff, man? Like in the comments, let me know too. I mean, are we ready for that?
I don't. I think we're getting to a point now where visually, if it doesn't look as real as you and I on the screen right now, I mean, let's be honest. I'm like, because when I upgraded my TV last year, and I was finally able to fully see visually how crystal clear everything was with the PS5 and my Series X.
Yep.
Playing some of my games at 60 frames plus whatever, it took me a while to adjust because I had been so accustomed to playing it.
It does. I got really bad motion sickness there for a little bit, and I was like, "Whoa, this is screen's too bright."
everything just laser focused in. And I think moving into, more crispy, higher tech into 8K or whatever else they decide to do in the future, the real question is going to be is how long is it going to take for video games to get to that point? Because let's be honest, we're not even at 70% of the games that are at that point that are doing that consistently. So it's not going to be until the tail end of the life cycle of the PS5 and the Series X where you'll see generally all of the games further out, unless they're going, doing some indie game or whatnot. But your AAA titles that are going to be in 4K, pushing both consoles to the limit, right, to the max.
We'll see how Spider-Man 2 do. I mean, they seem Spider-Man. I think right now, that is really good. I do agree on that one. But I also think we need to leave like the PS4 behind. Let's stop making games for PS4 and just Xbox One and just move to the next generation. Okay, you can't blame COVID now. You can't blame all this other stuff. Let's go. Because it's taking. If God of War Ragnarok, great games. Still haven't played it, but
what?
I still haven't played it. I know, right?
Oh my God.
I need to play. I know.
It'll make it even better, Father, than God of War 1 did, or God of War 2018 did. I'm telling you.
No, but I'm saying, like, if they'd have put full development into like the PS5 version, it would even be even more mind blowing. But it's still a mind blowing graphical game. It just like leave the PS4. PS4 is I ain't say it's dead, but just leave it behind. Just leave it behind and just go forward to what we got now.
I think it's probably because they have such a huge install base over there. Because what are they? Like 124, 25 million, something like that. Almost to like 130 million with the PS4. So, and then there's still plenty of people buying games over there. Because like Madden, Call of Duty. Oh yeah, there's gonna be hella people buying that on like PS4, leave Xbox One. And then what they're doing now, because honestly, you know what's really spoiling that? It's the it's what do you call it? The upgrade, the free upgrades that they be given. When you get a PS4 version, the Xbox version, the free upgrade path.
Oh yeah,
that's what's really causing like a hindrance with that. Because if you can just do the upgrade path, that's like almost incentivizing like future owners of like PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X to buy stuff like that. Because if you can just buy one game and then get the system later with upgrade, that just incentivizes them more to just do that. So.
You see Andrew's comment.
What do you say?
I would put it up. And then you make a PS5.
Oh, shit.
Make a PS5 greatest hits console. I ain't clowning me on that, but no, hey, I buy that stuff too. I want to buy that Spider-Man. I'm getting the Spider-Man one, but I'm gonna take. That's another thing too. Like the PS5 that just came, the first generation PS5. I don't trust it. That's why I'm gonna trade it off to get the Spider-Man one because it's sorry that what happened to your PS5, but the new PS5 that's cranking out is gonna be much better. And this new Slim one, I think it's gonna run a lot better than But is it going to be like more storage? Is it going to cost so much? Is it going to be PS5 revision? Because we're 3 years into the PS5 now, and we getting the revision. So I guess next year we're supposed to get a PS5 Pro model. Yeah. So it's kind of I don't know if I'll get it or not. I would love to see what it is. If the price point is around like $399, I can see me adding one for another room. I'll probably get it and unbox it for the for the channel and stuff.
Balling.
Yeah, nah, shoot, that's you. All goddamn Neo Geo's in the background. We talking about balling. Hold on,
right about that.
Balling.
1,000% right about that.
Two or three of those games is like worth more than like 4 PS5s. So
I know, right? You got a game that costs like $8,000. You talking about? Come on, you got like
I like how I just threw one jab and then you just put me on blast.
Yeah. Oh, look at it. Oh, that goddamn Neo Geo. Look at that stuff.
Oh my God.
We need to pinch the zoom on your stuff. Come on.
Yeah, pinch the zoom. Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, I honestly think like stuff like that just depends on what you play. Because if you don't play something that's like, sports titles, they don't depend on because of how fast you need the information.
Yeah.
Game mode condenses stuff, so you don't get the full experience. Especially with like first-person shooters, and you put in game mode and you adjust the input lag, you're not getting the best of the best. So if you're playing stuff like that doesn't matter. But if you're playing, games like, I guess a Red Dead or Days Gone or something like that, that's when you really experience it. And you put HDR mode on your TV or whatever. That's what, to me, would make the difference. It really just honestly depends on what you play. If you're the type that you just play Madden and 2K, that's really not going to matter to you. Now, the Pro is going to be a little bit better. I've had great luck recently, or just in the past, First Sisters. My PS4 original from launch day is still rocking. My son got that one. I upgraded to, I guess,
that was a good system though, man. That first PS4.
Yeah, but they had their issues. They had their issues, and everybody was not. But I felt like that's because people had their stuff on the floor and it was absorbing dust.
Oh yeah, because
that's my personal opinion. Like I gave that version to my son, and I got the next version with I think a terabyte in it.
Yeah,
but that one's still rocking.
But you know what?
Still rocking.
It's still rocking. And I bet you can open that little flap up and then put a bigger hard drive in there too.
Probably.
Because
you can.
They encourage you to do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because hey, something like I said, Xbox just stumbled and bumbled in this generation, and then PlayStation got that fumble and they running, but they gonna get too cocky, or I don't know. I ain't gonna say that because
they already gotten too cocky. You ask me.
Yeah, they been got Jim Ryan, and he just something else, but I know that's Mega's favorite guy, crying Jim Ryan. I know that's his.
Man, that man taking credit for everybody else's who came before him success. Like that's tourists we talking about. I mean, that's a very hard ball to drop if it's super glued to your hands. I mean, you already got everything set up. All you gotta do is just go straight. That's it.
Yeah, but I feel like that's because Xbox they're heading. I've spoke about it before. They're heading in a different direction. They're heading their biggest thing is Game Pass. That's what they're pushing.
And you know what? If they don't be careful, they're gonna end up like Sega. They're gonna be a third party.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, because they're not putting the effort into these games. You can still go to PlayStation and only play games on PlayStation that are great games. Last of Us and Spider-Man and stuff like that. You can't play on Xbox. Xbox wants to go in this direction, but if you're gonna go in this direction, you still gotta have a reason. Although Game Pass is excellent. Don't get me wrong. But you gotta have something that makes people, because Nintendo, even though their online sucks, and I'm a Nintendo guy, their online thing sucks.
Their online is garbage.
But,
so garbage.
But they have those IPs where you can only go there. And PlayStation and Nintendo have that. Xbox kind of like, well, we're just going to go in this direction. But you got to have the things other than Gears and Halo. And then you kind of like, basically like whatever. You threw out Halo, all the trouble that they had. And then the games that's coming out, they're supposed to be, exclusive to Xbox. You kind of like, you're not putting the effort in and the people see it. The consumers see it, and, you're not going to get the support of that. So it's like, I feel like, with their Gears and their Halo, you should put the best product you possibly can put out with those, and just remaining. I understand Call of Duty. I'm a Call of Duty fan, but if you ask me, I still want to be able to instead of me deciding whether I'd rather do PlayStation or Xbox, I want a difference. I feel like I want a difference in the consoles. I feel like with that, it's not a difference. And then when I feel like you're cutting corners on certain things that's important, like your controllers, me and Mr. Rightway had that conversation earlier.
Yeah.
I ain't a fan of Xbox controllers. They're trash. They don't trash, bro. I went through like 3 or 4 of them already, which is ridiculous.
They are
but
not
the PS5,
made as a PS5.
I got my originals. And it's all about quality. And I feel like they're cutting corners on certain things And to me, that makes a difference. I'm not gonna keep going and buy $70 controllers just cause.
Yeah.
Well,
Especially now, there's a difference between Nintendo and Xbox. There's more. I want to play Mario. I want to play Zelda. So all right, I'll deal with Joy-Con drift. I'm not dealing with that for Xbox. What am I going over there for? Even to this day, I got Series X a week after release, but there's nothing on that console that I feel like I want to play to fire
You
that.
gotta
up.
play with day one.
Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I got Game Pass that comes with gold, so that made sense for me to play Call of Duty. I play Call of Duty online. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So that made sense for me. But to this day, there's nothing that I got to get an Xbox. The PS5 from day one, they had Spider-Man. I wanted to play that. You can't play it. To this day, with 3 years in, there's still nothing on the Xbox. Oh, you know what? I want to fire the Xbox up.
Yeah. I just fired up my freaking Xbox One, and I just fired up my 360 just because I want to record some content. You just look in the store. I'm working on a video, for like next week. But you're right about that. Like after the 360 generation, what is it to play on Xbox? You got to find a thing. Okay, well, I would say after Gears, right? When you went to the
Gears is awesome.
Gears
is awesome. I ain't gonna lie to you.
oh my God,
Still
Gears.
good.
No,
That's
Still
top
a
notch.
fantastic
Anything,
series.
it's Gears.
Yeah. But okay, so on Nintendo, we got the Holy Trinity, Zelda, Mario. I guess you could put Kirby, or who would you put that in there? But Donkey Kong, whatever,
Like Splatoon,
Metroid,
stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, stop rubbing your Kirby.
Pokemon.
Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon.
Oh,
Okay, so you got all that. PlayStation. You got Spider-Man. You got what else? You got
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy.
Days Gone, Last of Us.
Last of Us. Yeah,
Ghost
you got all that.
Ghost of Tsushima.
PlayStation
Ratchet
got a
Clank,
lot of
all that
games.
stuff.
God of War.
Neo, God of War, absolutely.
Yeah.
Neo.
Xbox, you got. I'm not sleeping on Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was really dope.
That's really good. High version.
What else you got? You got Gears, Halo. But those they're not the same Gears and the Halos of the 360 generation.
It's not the same company
It's
making
not the
them
same
either.
company. Yeah, it's not the same
Yep.
company.
Yeah. So
I will say that Gears is just a very different experience for me, being a Call of Duty player. And when I got Game Pass, I put more time into Gears. I ain't gonna lie, Gears is a different feel, and it's definitely fun.
When you
Definitely
chainsaw,
fun.
hey, when you curve stop somebody, or you chainsaw somebody
Bro,
right up
yeah,
on it,
this-
that that feeling
Mhm.
never gets old. You like get on there, like that
Yeah,
feeling.
Gears is different, bro.
the fact that Microsoft is still shipping controllers with Duracell batteries is a problem.
Thank you for saying. I thought about you.
Mhm.
Absolutely
It is-
freaking right.
It is a problem that I've been having for so many
Oh my
years. Like
gosh.
everybody else got
Everybody got a
chargers,
charger.
cords. Like, why am I paying for AA batteries for
Oh,
a
boy.
controller in 2023 for a
I'm okay.
$70 controller at that?
I bought the rechargeable Powerade, but like I told Steve, Best Buy just gonna. I don't even care if this on the stream. Y'all getting that controller that y'all sold me that decided it wants to drift. Y'all just gotta deal with it. That's just something you gotta deal with.
Just
And look at
build
this,
in the
Nintendo-
build in
You
the
know what I'm
battery.
saying? Like their controllers are trash, and the fact that you could take Xbox One controllers and use for certain games, it's literally the same controller.
Yeah.
Literally the same controller, minus the stream button that's on there.
But look at this right here. Nintendo re-released the 64 controller and made it better. How you
Right.
one of they
But
most
you know what?
hated
I remember-
controllers, which I still love this controller, but they made it better. They made it 10 times. I meant 10 times, but they made it better. When you play NSO games online with this or 64 games, dog.
But you know what? It's kind of you could only appreciate that if you was just in that era of playing those games.
Yeah,
I
you
remember
sure can. You
I
can.
never forget. I took my kids to MagFest, and I was with my homeboy. So we decided we want to have my sons. We wanted to play GoldenEye, and they was having a fit. They like, "Yo, what is this?" I'll never forget it. My old son, he looked at that controller, he picked it up, and said, "What is this?"
He said,
I said,
"What?"
"Well, you don't even know, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You got to know how to hold it." Pause. In order to 64 game, bro. Like, everybody can't pick up an N64 controller and know you gotta, from the middle, left hand on there, right hand on the right side.
People don't know you gotta do like.
Yep, there it is.
People know you don't know you gotta do all.
You ain't gonna be able to pick it up and just know that right away unless you from that area.
This is comfortable, right? Just like this, like okay,
that's perfect. That's perfect. They don't even know.
Yep. But we all use now. Hold on. Now, No Mercy, you was like this right here. No Mercy was like this. Then hit the stick for the
stick. You lay that special down. You know what I'm saying?
Special. You ready to hit that special?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
damn.
sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Boys on this shit, boy. But somebody just said something right here. Oh, yeah. He's I got love-hate on rechargeable controllers due to collecting, right? Not sure how it worked in 20 years. Since we're all collectors here on this show, we all ran into like Wii and 360 controllers with that battery acid bust controllers and stuff like this. So I think there's gonna be a lot of that.
I got something to say on that.
Okay.
One thing that I noticed over time, and what I invest in more than initially when I get a console, it's wireless. But you know what I do? Wire controllers, bro.
You like wire controllers?
Every console I get these as like backups, like
the rock candy type ones. I know you're a big proponent of those.
Like this is what I got for in my Switch kiosks. I got a Mario, but I got those for every console, just because like you ain't got to worry about charging, stuff dying and stuff like that.
No, you're
right. So
I
do recommend those, and I feel like that's going to keep them in business because of that reason. Everybody don't want to, especially if it's only one person, you're gonna buy two,
And speaking of old controllers that are new, like hey, today, the Neo Geo came out, the controller, the SNK 8-bit dough, the SNK. There you got it, Got Terry Bogard on there, King of Fighters 97 controller.
Just did a video review on this.
Nothing beats this though. Nothing.
Neo Geo, stop touching it like that. That's nasty.
Hey, Ness, let me hold Let me hold a couple of them Neo Geo games, bro.
I don't know about holding them, but
come on, play a couple.
You come play. You gonna play them?
Yeah. And anybody in the chat looking for it, just go on Amazon. Just type in SNK 8-bit dough. You'll see it got 4 controllers. Because the collector and me want all 4. Ness, did you get all 4?
Oh no, I wasn't doing all that. I just did 2. So
okay.
I got Terry Bogard and I got the traditional.
I was gonna get my.
I should have got my. I guess I still could, but
yeah,
I wanted to do a test first. I didn't want to just go out and like, I'm gonna get all the controllers.
Also,
I got them all. I'm like, I need to test them all.
Man, yeah, drop the link to your video, man, and I'll put it in the chat.
Oh,
Great video.
Yeah, the video was really good today, y'all. He tested with the Steam Deck. It was a great video. I don't even need to do a video. I said I just might do it short. I don't need to do that. He didn't kill them on that. That was really good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, drop that in, and we'll also too. Speaking of people got new stuff. Our own video game Votery. He has a brand new Nintendo podcast that's been dropped, and he been upload all his old episodes. Yeah, he been a little drink right now, so he a little buzz, but he been drinking. Now, but hey man, Votery, tell everybody in the audience about the new Nintendo podcast, which is actually a great name. Tell everybody about it.
Thank you, I appreciate that, brother. So basically, I had a podcast for a couple years, obviously stopped, but me converting to kind of Nintendo, I wanted to kind of have a Nintendo related pretty much everything. So I converted the podcast to that. So on your favorite podcast platform, Legend of Nintendo Podcast, please go follow, hit the like button, and the episodes, I will be uploading episodes to YouTube within a couple days of the live events. They'll be live on the Twitch channel when I do stream them. I should be doing the next
Twitch channel
this weekend. Twitch channel, everything video game voter.
All right, cool.
Across the line, social and gaming platforms, everything's video game voter.
You talking about
so I should be doing that this weekend, doing the second episode. I'm trying to get Black Ranger on there. Black Ranger, if you hear me, can we work? Jesus Christ.
We're
definitely gonna have the Right Way podcast on the Legend of Nintendo podcast.
I'll be glad to do it one day, man.
Where we get to do my favorite thing and just kind of,
talk
things like this and, be joyous of, Kirby, and Luigi.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have to talk. We definitely gonna talk when the new these new Nintendo games dropping, like Mario RPG, Mario Wonder, the new.
All right, October, November. Yeah, it's gonna be stacked. It's gonna be stacked.
That's a good point. Mario Wonder. Did you see the recent news about that?
Everybody talking about because it's not gonna be online. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about that. Like, that's
people. It's
who's
a Mario
playing
game.
a 2D Mario game online together? Like,
well, Mario Kart 7 did work.
Yeah, Mario Kart, but not like who's playing Odyssey online? Nobody. Which to me,
I remember
greatest game ever.
3D World that has online co-op, but it's weird how it works though. Like, it's really weird how it works.
Yeah, that's a little different because that's one of those games that's like more co-op based, and that's a great game, by the way, too. If you don't have it, get the one for the Switch with the 3D Bowser's Fury. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
but just a 2D Mario game, it's not necessary. I don't know why they made a big blow up about it. It's not that serious. Now, if they said like Mario Kart or something like that wasn't online, all right, they got a problem. You know what I'm saying? But like a regular Mario game, bro, it's not that serious, bro. Like who's playing that game collectively? Honestly, like that, I feel like you have few people, but it's not like a big market. And I'm just waiting on them to drop Call of Duty on the Switch, baby. Let me get Call of Duty on the Switch.
Look at
on the hot spot, fired up.
Talk about expensive stuff. Look who popped up. Life and Tay game. We talk about
Hey, what's going on with your brother?
We talk about expensive games, and look who popped up. He said, "Are you talking about GameCube?"
What's popping, light skinned Canadian?
The light skinned Canadian. That's right. He popped in. We gotta get back on one day so we can talk. We tell him all. He'll probably talk about guys. I got all these new games today. They cost like $100 each. Him getting the man to run for his money. I would have got Neo Geo, but I'm going for the full GameCube.
Yeah, but when you think about that in comparison to the Neo Geo, you can't get taste slack and not give less than.
No.
I don't get any slack. Not with this group.
We talk about like double. With the exception of a couple games, like Neo Geo different, baby. Like
Neo Geo is the whole. Hey, like look, this why this joker right here collecting Neo Geo and still collecting other games. He doing both. Right. When you do Neo Geo, you gotta do just Neo Geo.
Yep. Okay, so let me tell you my logic behind it. Since we're on the topic, let me tell you my logic behind it. When I first started collecting, I said, okay, I'm gonna go for Neo Geo, and then all my friends was like, yo, you crazy? And
every time you get you a new game, you be like this.
Oh man. Well, I mean, like, okay, I originally said I'm gonna go for a full Japanese and US set. Me not knowing. Yeah. I didn't know, right? And then
you didn't know.
First couple of games, I was like, okay, yeah, $100, $200. I'm like, okay, yeah. That's and then you start getting into the more uncommon rare games, and it's like 4 figures, and I'm like, whoa,
make your asshole
whoa. and then you get to the ultra rare. You get to the ultra rare stuff, and it's like, yo, that's 5 figures. What? Say what? I'm like, whoa, I can't afford that. So to keep myself from burning out and just giving up completely, I said, okay, I have to collect something else that I like, that I enjoy playing. So I started collecting some old NES games that I used to play as a kid, Super Nintendo, 64, Genesis, and then that bled over into PS2, OG Xbox 360, and PS3, Sega Saturn, and then a lot of that stuff I got rid of earlier this year. So I got rid of
collection.
Well, no, I got rid of the Sega Saturn. Yeah. I got rid of the PS3. I got rid of my entire PS3 collection, and then I ended up I just recently started collecting PS3 again.
Okay,
but that's because I find everything at Goodwill.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time to collect it, but it ain't never taking everything from
the right way. Yeah. Like the market cap for that exceeded back in the 90s, brother.
Okay, so the crazy thing, like if you calculate for inflation for a Neo Geo console, right? So it's
$2,800,000. No.
No, what? No.
I don't even want to think about the inflation on Neo Geo.
Like, it's the price of
Like
a
I said, to
PS5.
make an asshole
Back
tight.
then in 1990, it was the price of a PS5 back in 90.
Yeah.
So it
You be
just
like, no, but you know what? No, we joke about it, but hey, a lot of people look at you like, "Damn, that's impressive," and I wish I could do that. Because no, collecting Neo Geo, I know you gotta have the money, but you also gotta have the connections. It ain't like just going to the store and getting a Neo Geo game.
You have to. You have to have the connections. I've just been really lucky.
Yeah. And the connections, the more you buy, the more they connect, you know.
Oh man, yeah. They're there.
They're there.
Like I've got 1 or 2 solid connections that I've had for 2 or 3 years, and they're trusted. They're trusted out through the entire community because they know how to spot a fake. They know how to test.
Some no carts cost more.
I don't know how much vehicles were. I don't know.
I second that. I second that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, boy. Hey,
but you really think about everybody's first car? We spent $1,000, $1,500, $2,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
fair. My first car was like $2,000.
I'm not gonna reply to that. So,
but hey, I had an '87 Toyota Corolla. I think I paid like $3,000 for that joint. That thing rolling good, man. You got like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got a car dealership in your background.
If I told y'all my first vehicle, y'all ain't never gonna let me live it down. So I'm gonna shut up.
Oh, you know you got hot taste too. Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. All of us on here, we hey. You know what? It's a blessing that we can actually do that now. Because when we was coming up, I ain't know we can do this. If I was my 12-year-old self, I was still buying games at Kmart stuff and Walmart and trying to. I know I can just have games on shelves forever. Bro,
that's why we do it. Because we couldn't do it as kids. Like I got a rubber fetish.
Yeah,
Sneakers,
man. We wasn't made of money back then,
sneakers and video games. I really be like going crazy between the both.
We had to get it whenever we could.
Look at things hey, look at things we covered, y'all.
I have all of my vital organs. All of them are intact and perfectly healthy, as far as I know.
You still got 2 kidneys.
Did you have to give any blood donations?
No plasma, no blood donations, nothing like that.
What's even more impressive, dude has a wife that lets him buy that stuff, y'all. Come on. Shout out to the wife. Shout out to the wife. Shout out to the women. Y'all got good women in your life to let you buy the stuff that we buy. Shout out to the women who let us buy this stupid stuff, these stupid plastic games.
Well,
all this stupid plastic, and they like, all right, that's our toys.
Let me be real there, because at first, I was kind of playing it off. I was playing it off like, oh, that didn't cost too much. But then when she started buying some of those games, man, she's like, oh, so that's how much it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how much it is?
You can't say nothing.
She's like, so I'm gonna need a new purse. So I'm gonna need this. I'm like, hey, you got it.
You know what's crazy is, like, compared to the rest of us in this pod, like, we collect. And it may be a thing for like our ladies, whatever, in our lives. But Neo Geo, like Neil Ness, his collection is like a legit argument starter.
You
think about it, like, yeah, I bought this game for $600. You did what? That shit, like, no, like, I'll lie to you not. Like, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, bro, like, that's a legit argument starter.
It is a legit argument, for real.
That's a good point.
Especially if you ain't paid the bills and you bought a game.
Let me ask you this. I'm pretty sure you pay the bills. I don't think that's the issue. What's the most you pay for any Neo Geo game collection?
Trying to put me out there.
I gotta ask. Before you answer, I'll give my answer. The most I paid for a game was $300, which I thought was crazy as all hell. Veggie World. Now go.
$300. Stop.
Like this Canada. Shout out to Tay. The only other 2 online I seen was in Canada. So I got it. But hey, I gotta ask you, $300 was crazy for me.
$300 a drop in the bucket for this man.
Yeah,
So I gotta add to Neo Geo. I feel like it's
If you feel comfortable saying it, you don't have to. But I mean,
no pressure.
people know what Neo Geo is. So I mean, don't be ashamed about it. I mean, be proud. Shoot, you got the money to do it. Excuse me.
You should be
work
proud.
hard. You'd be proud. Man, shoot, be proud about this.
I
stuff.
would honestly have to go through my data sheet. I mean,
I'm not surprised you got a data sheet for that. I mean, that's a lot.
I
Mhm.
keep a data sheet specifically for Neo Geo. So
You got insurance on that, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So it's cool to assume there's something past Veggie World on Neo Geo. I'm pretty much sure of that.
Okay, 5,000.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
that ain't bad though. I mean, in the collective.
I mean, in theory,
I'm
Yeah,
just
but
throwing
that-
a number out there, right?
But-
so
I mean, if I could, like, I feel like
You can't
that's what I
afford
feel
to
like. is
remember.
special.
I really can't, y'all. I really
Honestly.
can't afford to remember. I don't want to
But-
remember.
Honestly, I feel like that's what's special about Neo Ness and his channel. The fact that he collects Neo Geo. Like, just looking at the back of
It
that.
ain't many
is-
Neo Geo collectors on YouTube.
It's not.
It's not.
But it's impressive that he, and it's great. Especially, for anybody that
great.
wants to, conserve and preserve the video game community. That's something that I feel like, again, I don't know many Neo Geo collectors. I feel like, you're going to be a part of video game history at some point. Honestly, I'm not even being funny, and not because we're on the pod. I really feel like that because I haven't seen anybody that's collected Neo Geo like you, and I feel like you're going to be a part because it was rare when it came out originally because it was so expensive.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine like just the value of it now and the fact that you have collections now. And I feel like, if we talked about it last pod, like if you found a game, well, I would definitely call you. Like it was like, hey, nah, I need you to have this. Like I just want to be in full support of that, and I honestly feel like you're going to be a part of history.
I appreciate.
I've never heard nobody else got a complete Neo Geo collection or anything remotely close to what you have.
In this day, because most Neo Geo collectors are like private and scared.
Very
Absolutely.
Very.
It's almost like that whole separate type of community, like the people that go vacation in the Hamptons. That's where
it's
called
that.
video game collecting. That's where that's at. That's
So
I feel like you didn't
I'm
live by
not
yourself.
that level though, right? So like if you were to compare me to the Neo Geo collectors that let's say have a full US and a full Japanese set like complete, and they have
Does that exist?
and they have duplicates.
I'm pretty sure.
Right?
there's people out there that
And they
exist.
have seals.
I haven't seen it. That's why I'm
Numerous
asking. I'm not being funny.
right?
You had to be in on the ground floor with that. Though.
Yes, yeah, they've been in the game for 20 years.
Mhm.
They've sold their entire collections for, I wouldn't call it pennies on the dollar, but they sold it
Hell no.
10, 15 years ago and they're like, oh my God, I could have made so much money. But then they get back into it because they miss it. And now they're paying the market prices now. But a lot of these collectors are super private. They're not on social media.
Mhm.
They don't boast about their collections or anything like that. I don't do it to boast. I do it to just bring visibility to the console itself because I always thought it was a cool console growing up, and I never had an opportunity to. My parents were like, "We can't afford that. No,
Agreed.
stay over there with that Super Nintendo that we bought you last year and keep playing that." I'm like,
Play-
"Yes, ma'am. Yes,
play
sir.
Fatal Fury on there.
Play Fatal Fury on
That's
that, and you'll be
That's the
fine."
intrigue about it, though, too. Just the fact that that's not something people focus on. As much as I complain about, Sega. Sega's crazy expensive to collect for, but Neo Geo is just like different. It's just one of them things where it's not popular, but it should be.
Yeah.
Like when I got my Neo Geo, like I felt like, bro, I just hit the jackpot. As a kid, it was like a mythical. It was just a myth.
You didn't see it.
One person that got it.
You talk about it on the playground, but you didn't really see it.
Yeah, I knew one person, and shout out to Donnell Palmer. Like he was like the gamer back then. He was the only one that had all that stuff. Like that was just something you heard about. I never seen a Neo Geo till I was a whole adult.
So
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like it was just one of those things. Just wasn't obtainable back then.
before I
the fact that,
started,
yeah.
before I started, I was following two YouTubers that were collecting Neo Geo. Glenn the Gamer Goat.
I'm aware of him.
Yeah.
It was a black guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I follow him.
Shout out to him.
He's got a pretty nice collection, just MVS and AES stuff, and then he collects other stuff too. And then another collector out of Switzerland called oh my god, this is gonna kill me if I don't get this name. Special events, or I'll have to look it up and I'll drop it into it. But he's going for a complete US AES and Japanese set. He actually has all of the metal slugs in US and Japanese. Dang. He has all of the metal slugs.
How many games is in that US set? I'm curious.
84, isn't it?
Oh no, there's more than that. There's over 100.
I thought it was like US. 84.
Okay. All right. I know you said something earlier, Mr. Brightway. That shit just made my asshole tight. Pause. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. He said over 100. Like,
yeah, I have 77 AES games. Some are like, I think I have 8 in Japanese, but the rest are in English.
But they're impressive to have, though. Like, when you talk about collecting video games, it's an art. I mean, that's like the Mona Lisa.
That's what I classify
beautiful.
it as.
It's beautiful. Just
it is beautiful.
Can we just focus back on Nessa's background?
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Like,
I
put him in the coffers like 3 times a night. Like, dang, come on.
That looks like you know how you used to the commercials for the Britannica encyclopedias. That's what that look like. Like, no lie, like that's
beautiful. You'll get one every month like that.
So I haven't bought any new ones in a while. Like this is my downtime during the year where I don't buy any Neo Geo games. So
it lets something pop up.
Even then, I've missed out on I missed out on a Metal Slug too. I just didn't have the money. I was like, I can't.
It'll come back around. You think
it will? It'll come back around.
Has a $3,000 game sold yet?
Oh yeah, that's gone.
Did somebody bought it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, you said a $300,000 game?
Yes.
Oh no. That's still
okay.
That's still. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said 3,000.
I was about to say, dude.
No, $300,000 game. I thought
scrounged up enough cash for that. Like, damn.
You got enough cash.
Hey,
if I hit the
comment section, I was gonna say in the comment section, Carter Conway was asking. He said, "I heard the Neo Geo has big accessories. This is the original Neo Geo AES controller. So if that doesn't like let you know, like it's a full blown like you got a fight stick." You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a fight stick when you bought the console, and that was the thing. Like, you have literally arcade quality at your house.
Yeah, the
no
US
splits,
version,
no nothing. Like you literally had arcade stuff at your house, and that's the difference. And that's why he said, "Session, let me show you the cartridge," because I'm sure people haven't seen this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how big a cartridge is. It's massive.
Yep.
Whole
VHS.
double chip.
Look at that.
Yeah.
This would
like, that's how it's crazy. It really is crazy.
Neo Geo collection. Seriously.
You say what?
What would make you sell your Neo Geo collection?
You know, me and my wife talked about this. So, like, God forbid, if let's say, for instance, if I, lost my job or something like that, or if I passed away, and I was like, hey, let's say, for instance, we had this, real life conversation. I was like, if I ever passed away and something happened to me, sell my collection if you need the money. She's like, no, I'd sell the house before I sold your video game collection. I'm like, what?
Wow.
Because she's been a part of that journey as I've grown the collection now, and now she's grown fond of it, even though she doesn't play video games.
Shout out to Mrs. Neil Ness. You the real MVP.
Yeah, she's the MVP for sure, because when we first started dating, she didn't get it. She didn't understand the whole video game thing. Like, how could you spend 8 hours playing this game? Like she was, but we've grown over the years, and then she understands that this is my stress reliever. Video games, playing, collecting, all of that makes me happy. And now it makes her happy to be able to find certain games that I'm on the search for. She finds them and delivers those to me as a gift. It just brightens her day because she sees how I just like blow up with excitement. So it just, for anybody out there in the chat, if you've got a significant other that that understands the grind of collecting and playing games, it just, that right there, man, is that is for sure keeper right there. It's a keeper.
Definitely.
She's definitely a keeper.
Yes,
and
good,
it's funny that you said that she said she wouldn't sell it. I always said that I was going to write my will. Like if I was to, God forbid, pass, unfortunately, I was going to tell somebody, reach out to Steve, right, and tell him to sell my collection and get you the money, because I know he would be able to get the most out of it. He would know the value of it. Versus, somebody could just, you could tell your cousin.
That'd be hard for me to do though, but like I do it. But I know, yeah.
But the difference is, you would know us in here, we would know the value.
Yeah,
I wouldn't just want my brother to sell it because just give me whatever.
Yeah,
hell no, bro. Don't sell me short. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hustle for this. Like
put it for your kids and stuff. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Like, I honestly, I've thought about that. I've literally thought about, like, because I felt like out of the people that I know, the most about it. So, like, yeah, you'll probably end up in my will. Give it to Steve and let him make some money for you.
That's a good thing too. Like, you gotta, like, for God forbid anything happen or something, we all eventually going to like pass away. But I'm saying like you want to make sure whoever you with or somebody in your will, somebody hey, take care of this, because I done been to so many estate sales, and
I was just about to say that.
Yep. Don't let the state come in and do that. They man.
That one that you went to a couple of years ago,
that hit me
hard. Person was a gamer.
Yeah, that hit me hard too. I was like, oh, I'm like, the most time people, and it's so silly. Like, we spend all this, not we, but a lot of people spend time fussing and arguing over video games and plastic. Just enjoy it while you're here, because you can't take it with you.
Yep.
You can't put no U-Haul to no cemetery and there with no PS4 games. Much as I'm going for this PS2 stuff, I mean, eventually, and that's another thing too. When people decide they want to move on from gaming and sell their stuff, let some people be. People mad really because they can't afford to do what they're doing. It's really what it is. There's a little just, I can't get that money. Let people sell and buy what they really know. Just let them do it. Now, don't be greedy like when you hear it, but that's a different story. But just it's put a wheel, put a wheel together. Put people who can.
And that's something I feel like that's important, even if your significant other isn't, in tune with what we do. I feel like once you establish a certain collection, it's very important to let someone know close to you the value of it. So they don't just, just get, because somebody gonna take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they don't know, they just like, well, whatever. I just want to get rid of it. No, get the most out of it, especially if you're trying to, support a family after that. I feel like as collectors, that's something important. I feel like we undermine. We don't think about it. You know what I'm saying? But none of us promise tomorrow. But God forbid, we got some stuff in there that we could just sell, but it can help, someone's kids or their wife or, whatever.
Or get you out of, like I said, I'm a perfect example. It can get you a brand new car when you need it. Because when my cars blew up, I like, collection gotta go.
That transportation more important than some games you probably never gonna touch for a good minute.
And the way stuff is set up now, you can digitally and play all your stuff and multi carts and all that kind of stuff. Man, hey, it's also when we age too, get older. It's like I like more of this now, like the neon signs, the kiosks and stuff like that. I'm enjoying a lot of that now. Like, that's why I put my games in another room. I really don't like, oh, okay. I don't have that desire, like, to pull them out, pause. The game and stuff.
I just walked in the other room and pulled it out, like.
Just whipped it out. Pull the game out. That's really, he knew I was going with that. He tried to.
I know it. I was like trying to play it off. It's I mean, I appreciate y'all, like, for real, because this has been a very awesome journey the last 6 months, really.
Mhm.
I mean, I started the YouTube thing 6 months ago, but I started the real legit collecting 3 years ago. I met Steve at a game store.
Yep.
And him and I just,
You bought my Neo Geo game.
Yeah, I bought a Neo.
Store.
Yeah, he was trading in. I was like, oh, I need this, right? So it just, and never knew this would, be a day where, we're on a podcast together and sharing stories and all that. But it just, video games did that. And I truly.
Video games bring a lot of stuff. Like I got a friend in the chat right here. We've been friends like years ago. Right here. Yeehaw. I didn't know that was him. He texted me like, y'all doing good.
Viking funeral for me, sell all the games.
Yeah.
I feel that. Can't take it with me. Might as well get rid of it.
And like I said, like it's not morbid, and but you just enjoy it. And like enjoy collecting because you just enjoy while God let you have it right now. It's the desires of your heart. God let you do it, let you have it. It's a good thing if you don't believe in God. That's cool too. Just you good vibes, whatever you think about it, whatever you think, you got your stuff wise here and enjoy it. You make hard-earned money, spend it how you want to. Just enjoy your stuff, man. Enjoy going out. I like that. At this stage in my life, I enjoy going to Goodwill and finding stuff like this at Goodwill and stuff like this.
You got me like that now too. To be honest,
oh,
you got me going like that. I'm like, I never in my life would have, like 5 years ago, would have ever thought like, how do you spend your Saturdays? Going to Goodwill.
I know.
Like,
and then my lady now like that now, she like going to Goodwill too. I'm like, man, but she like looking at you saw the video. She like she want tables and shirts and clothes.
Shout out to her. Well, you got a passion into something.
But I told her, say, I cannot fit this stuff back in no car, girl. I don't have to get a truck. And if we ever got married, we'll have to get a truck because she likes refurbishing furniture and stuff like that. That's how we feel about video games and stuff. That's how she feel about it. Goodwill, like going getting old furniture and stuff like that. Yeah, that's really good. And she told me how she used to resell that stuff and make money. I said, okay, well shit, let's do it then. But I ain't got no truck. I ain't got no truck to do that stuff.
Shit. I ain't lifting all that.
But no, I feel like a lot of people look at stuff like, oh, it's dirty or whatever it is. But I went through past couple of years, been a trying time in my life.
I ain't losing it on mine before.
And going through, going to conventions and collecting, like that truly brought me peace.
Yeah, man, it sure did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like that was just my thing. Like even now, I got a kid-free weekend. I'm planning on going to East Starlands. I would drive. Lucky me compared to some other people, but the fact
you excited about that drive, didn't you?
Man, hell yeah, man. I don't mind that hour 15 and the track. It's always traffic going between Virginia and DC and Maryland. It's always horrible, but I don't mind it. Like it's literally that close. But like that's what I do, and it makes me feel good. So like people undermine it and think, oh, video games saved my life. To some people, it did.
It did.
It brings certain kinds of you don't know what people go through. You know what I'm saying? So like me going to conventions and collecting and planning, it gives me something to do and something that I care about and I'm passionate about.
It is. It's so. You know what, yo? Like I said, I've been dog tired this week, but going before I got my hair done this morning, I went out to Goodwill. So I'm gonna go see, and it was just such a good feeling. I get excited when I go to Goodwill. Like it's like Christmas every day. What I'm gonna find today? I'm gonna find something. And you, like I say, you going to hit a jackpot one day. Like a couple weeks ago, that darn what was
it?
When I found that Super Nintendo games, Earthbound and
Mario. Look at Goodwill. Yeah, that was
what and Goodwill.
Man, it ain't fair over here, bro.
I was trying to pay for that money. I was like, yeah, take.
I can't wait. Bro. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna flip. I'm gonna flip out.
Hey,
the day I run into a Neo Geo game that I don't have that's complete at a Goodwill, I'm just speaking that into existence. I know that's a very slim chance, but I'm speaking into existence.
I'm speaking to this. I'm saying like,
man.
Hey, I'm speaking to this. I'm like, it's gonna be in a VHS session for like $2.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's the drive that continues to drive because it's like
Yeah.
Yes.
you drive past it every day, and you know, Mr. Rightway came to visit me, and I'm like, bro, ain't nothing out here. We go to some Goodwill, and I find a game for the Wii out of all things.
Yeah, you sure did.
It was the NBA Live 09. I'll never forget it. It was the NBA Live 09.
Yeah, I said,
I'm like,
I don't
man,
even.
it's crazy. I don't never find nothing. But it's just the fact that you just never know. And that's enough to keep that drive that I want to stop every time because you just never know.
You never know.
And then when you find it, then of course the drive increases because it's like, nah, I have to check. But you just never know. You know, I've hit some pretty good goals, and I'm excited about that. Not necessarily always Goodwill, but you know, I had some stuff that one of my most popular videos people was jealous of, and I got these arcade 1-ups behind me. I got 3 of them for like 170. People was tight, but I drove 4.5. Well, total, what's that? 9 hours. I ain't mad. I spent $150. I got 3 arcades.
And you had the best day in your life.
Yeah, that's a good
best day of my life, bro. I left work early, and I ain't feel bad about it. I felt real good.
I made some drives like that before. I done drove to Houston.
I've done it, man. I'll never forget it. And that's kind of why I don't want to let these 3 go.
You don't should. They got a story behind it.
It's just, it's a story behind it, bro. It's just special.
That's what it is. Right
I got
there.
a Mortal Kombat arcade 1-up for $65. And the other 2 were $75. I'll never. I left work early, 4 hours early, and said, "Hey, can you hold these?" And they're not supposed to, but they did. I'll never forget these. So they like certain things is normally stuff is able to go easy in my collection, but not these. I can't let these go. I just can't. You know, I'll never forget that day. It just made me feel really good and really lucky. Same with my Swiss kiosks. There's certain things that just
but you show had to get that joint down there though.
I mean, obviously, you know, the right price come, but it's gonna be hard for me to. I'm
talking about like getting in your house. I remember you telling that funny story about you.
Oh my God, that's what I ran and got it so fast. It wasn't that bad. I pulled up the van, got it on the curb, and lifted it in. But to get it from upstairs to downstairs, Jesus Christ! What? Man, we got it down here, bro. We got it down here, but man, that thing is a beast, bro.
It is. It's deceptively heavy. It is.
It is just insane, but and especially like a kiosk. That's just one of those like one-off things. It's not. I had people that's not collectors like us. Yeah. I have people that's like not collectors like us. That's like, yo, you the GOAT. And I'm like, bro, I know other people. Like, I got my other screen over here on the kiosk. See?
Okay, that's good.
The YouTube chat is over there. But like, nah, that's my baby, bro. Like, I just love that. Like, that made me feel like at that point, I'm probably only a year over Neil Ness as far as collecting. And that. Me getting that made me feel like, bro, you on another level. Like, y'all gotta remember, Game of Aimer is only about 30, 35 minutes away from me.
And she knows you competing with her.
And this is absolutely her lane. Stuff like that, like that's her. She ain't that far. You know, the fact that I ended up with that and getting into collecting, I was pressing them. As soon as that GameStop was closed, I was pressing them the day they announced it. And then that last day, I'll never forget it. And now, like, I put it together, like, that's gotta stay with me, man. So,
you got to, man. Don't boy. Yeah. That's the whole thing, man. The whole thing I love about collecting is like what's it? The story and the miles. Like the story. It's all about the story and the miles. Because you don't even have to play the game. We play the games thousands of times. Most of these games, like especially the old school stuff, I done played that a lot growing up. But it's just finding them again and just stories and stuff like that. You did what? You can put it on record now. And like YouTube is like, yes, it's a job. It's difficult, but it's like it's a record of like, oh, look at all these stories, man. I'm very open. Everybody know like my story. I'm very open. You go back to my YouTube, you'll see my journey. You'll see the stuff that happened. You see my ups and you see my downs. I mean, that's one good thing about leaving. Like I guess this YouTube will be my legacy. You can see like, married, not married. car blowing up and then rebuilding, all this kind of stuff. It's been. I wouldn't change it for the world though. I wouldn't. Meeting all of you guys and stuff, like making connections with all of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It just I'm looking at the I'm looking at the sticker the Animal Crossing the little girl gave me, and it says friends. And then she was on I had gave her a poster a year or two ago. She remembered it. And then when I came back to the same thing, it was like an Ohio one. She gave me a sticker that said friends, and I got it right here. So is it like sweet, this little young girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think becoming content creators, you create friends around the world, and it's like you talk to, I guess, normal people that don't do what we do. Like, no matter what level you at, as far as a content creator and a collector, like we're different. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I always talk to Mr. Rightway about. When you go somewhere else and somebody knows you as that name or that moniker, you made it to some point, and it's something to be appreciated, obviously, and value, just the fact that you do stuff like that. But it's just a great feeling to be able to connect with people around the world and people that you can call friends, that you call and actually have conversations with, or start a podcast and bring your friends in with stuff like that, with something that you enjoy, where in your area you may just be one of very few. It's when you go online, it looks like it's a big community of us, and it is. But when you break it down to communities from Texas to Georgia to Maryland, we slim to none. It's only very few of us that like do this like for real. So when you connect and you go, I'll never forget
Japan.
Japan, and that's something I told Mr. I told Mr. Rightway that. I told Mr. Rightway that. I said, bro, like everywhere you went, somebody knew you. Like that's special. That's something to value. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget. When I first met Mr. Rightway in person, I signed my first autograph. I didn't even know what to put on there. I signed somebody's PlayStation, but it blew my mind. Like, bro, they don't know Marcus. They know video game Baldur. But it's just special to have like that bond with other people that, something that you just enjoy doing. And regardless, people, you got all these games, you don't play them, but it's still just the whole story behind collecting, where you found certain stuff, the feeling it gave you when you found it, the price you paid. All those things matter. All those things create memories.
Everything got a memory.
And it brings you a certain joy, especially when you come down in the game room, especially anybody out there that wherever you got your games, I don't care how you got them stored, but that's something that like, I go and I look, I'm like, bro, this is crazy to me. And it's super crazy to anybody else that comes in there, because anybody that don't like video games, they get value when you set up a game.
Yeah,
they come in there, they're blown. They're like,
you got a GameStop in your house?
Pretty much. It's something. To me, it's just a beautiful thing. Just the hunt more than playing, and I definitely enjoy, playing when I can. But the fact that just having a collection and go stuff section off, PlayStation here, Xbox here, Nintendo here, like it's crazy. It's just something that I feel like, all us as collectors, we dream of these things.
Is that a
and then, we kind of put all our thoughts into our game.
Yeah, look.
I need that.
Look, like stuff like that. Stuff like that is special to us.
Look, my lady found this. We was going to Goodwill. I was walking out. He said, look. She said, look at this. I said, what you talking about? Then she did this. I said, what? And we was in Goodwill. She's like, look at this. Look what I found. I said, you want it? I said, hell yeah, I want it. I said, hell yeah, I want this.
I know you got one of these, huh?
Because it's gonna be this might be in the video Monday if I can get it done. But no, she like came out looking like, girl, look at you. It was just sitting there. That's love right there, bro.
I'd be drinking from that. That'd be my lucky mug.
Man, I don't know. I don't want to drink from it because I don't want to mess it up. It's beautiful though.
Say this is the only special one I got.
Like stuff like that. I feel like it's for us. That's not for everybody.
No, it's not for everybody.
It's like when we get it, we appreciate it.
I still got this one from Nintendo World like years ago when I first went.
That's a pin cup holder.
No, I got pins in there. I'm sorry. And
So
look, look at the cups. Look at the cup holder.
Oh, but say you get the Xbox. Hey, I like that one too. Shit, I like that one.
I got it inside this because I don't want to like these right here. I don't want to drink out of this. I could, but I don't want to. You know, just like it's a special.
Let me ask y'all this: how much have you, being a collector, have you brought out of people that like, you know, I guess quote unquote regular people that don't collect?
Oh,
isn't it funny how you
yeah.
connect with those people and they like, oh, I remember I used to play this, whatever. Like,
yeah,
I'll never forget this. Like, I got this from my ex. But this is crazy though, because I felt like it was small things, you know. Because in my mind, like, I'm who I am, but to other people, I'm a nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got this Father's Day card from my ex, but it's like, you know, you hit the button and it play the Mario sound. Like,
oh, that's dope.
That's nice. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Just the thought of it for somebody to like do something, you know, it separates you and it allows you to get small things, but it's more, you know, heartfelt. It means a lot to you. You know what I'm saying?
I've had friends and family that have reached out to me because now they're like, hey, I saw your video. Hey, what is Neo Geo? What's this game that you found at Goodwill? Like they ask all these questions now because they're genuinely interested. Like, hey, I had no idea that this world existed, right? So, you know, we'll have a hour-long conversation talking about games, and they're like, wow, okay, I'm gonna be on the lookout next time we go out. Like now I have people, you know, they're going to thrift stores just because they find it interesting, and now they're going and finding things. It might not necessarily be video games, but something that might interest them. So it's just something that kind of sparks a common interest with people and creates conversation. Is, you know, we're going outside of the norm and saying, hey, this is not normally a place that the average Joe is gonna, you know, occasionally go to and look for something that they may need, but it gives you an opportunity to branch out, you know, not only as a hobbyist, but branch out in conversation with other individuals that don't share the same hobbies and likeness, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a great thing. And, you know, a couple of things that I think about too, you know, with this conversation that we've had tonight, the digital future, we couldn't have the same enthusiasm in conversation without physical.
Not really.
Mm-hmm. It
really couldn't.
Because it takes a big chunk out of what we do.
It takes a huge chunk out. And I've had this conversation with my daughter numerous times. I'm like, she'll come in, she's like, oh, Dad, I like this. I'm like, you know, if you want all this, this is yours. She's like, I can just play all this. I can play this on my iPad. I can play this on my phone. And which is fine. Like, she's a gamer and she games on her phone or iPad and all, you know, she's got an Xbox. But the generation has changed and the conversation is going to change over the next, 10 years, 15 years, and how people view video games. It's not going to be a matter of collecting. It's going to be a matter of what game left a lasting impression on me to where I want to continue that conversation with others. Say this game was great. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I was saying earlier, that's, the video game historian, like, shout out to them and that foundation that's trying to preserve video games. Shout out to Kelsey Lewin, great person. I met her a few times. She's part of that. With these online shops closing, everybody don't collect like we collect, like I said. But simple fact that some of these games are going to be like gone forever. They're going to be gone forever. Year by year, it's going to get smaller and smaller. The conventions, you're going to have stuff that people are going to want to make money. And then I also feel like people have infiltrated our hobby because they see it's a grab. It's a money grab. You know what I'm saying? Versus, we want stuff like, prime example was when I got Tears of the Kingdom, I bought 2 copies. I'm like, all right, I'm going to sell one. I was grateful to make enough money to pay for mine. But it's like, I know damn well, like, whoever bought that, they ain't buy that for them. They bought it to try to make money off of it.
Yep.
So you got people infiltrating and coming into, our lane of collecting. But, I think it's something that I feel like people undermine, as collectors.
I think
How
that
big of
to
a
that
deal
point,
it is. It's a part of history, and I feel like also gaming has some. Everybody can relate to some kind of video game in some kind of way. Some kind of way. I have family come down here, my older aunts. If they don't resonate with nothing, they see Pac-Man. Oh, I remember Pac-Man. It's something that always, it's something that would bring people together and bring up good memories of things and stuff like that in the past. And I feel like as collectors, like it's our job to preserve these things, and understand the history and what it means to us. Me being a Nintendo fan isn't just because like that was my introduction to it, and I seen it grow from NES, Mario 85. I still got that shirt. It's my favorite shirt. I didn't even put that on yet, but just Mario 85 and Nintendo. Like I've grown up with Nintendo, and I've watched it grow to where we're at now, to virtual reality. So stuff like that is just, and also it brings me back to the simpler, happier times where I didn't have responsibilities, and the funnest times of my life was literally playing co-op games. With
Okay,
friends and people.
let me tell you something. We kind of a little late too. But it ain't gonna be super late, but if you look right now on Best Buy, the game of the deal, or deal of the day, right now, $10. Let me see. Yeah, Death Stranding for the PS5 is $10. So you might want to jump on that real quick.
I forgot what it was. Amazon Delivery Simulator. That's what it is.
Huh?
Amazon Delivery Simulator. That's what that
is.
Hey,
for $10 in a PS5 game, it's okay game. I get it. I don't know if I can find it.
Yeah, one thing I recommend, I forgot what game it was. Something Wonderland for the Switch.
Balan, Balan Wonderland.
Yeah. So what I recommend to collectors right now, the Switch catalog is huge, but anytime you get a Switch game for the low, I would get it. Because I feel like I guarantee about 7, 8, 9, 10 years, the Switch is going to be the most sought after collective console.
I would put this link in the chat real quick if I can put it in there. Oh no, I can't. I'm trying to find it. But keep talking. Yeah, it is not any Switch game, but way Switch is popular, and if the Switch is backwards compatible next year, with the new Switch, oh my gosh. It's gonna be over.
It's a wrap.
It's gonna be a wrap, because all these games and stuff. Oh, man.
Nintendo wins. Nintendo wins it all. Brand new socks and drawers. All of it.
Yep.
Brand new socks and drawers. What the heck?
That's that evergreen titles, baby. Mm-hmm. I mean, they keep selling. Might as well.
Let me see. So Best Buy has been doing for the last 10 days. They do. Here's a chat. Right. So click in the chat, guys. There you go. Let me see. Make sure that's it.
Guys, take advantage of those deals.
Yeah. So 10 days, $10 game. Let me do it real quick over here, real quick. Let me present this so I can show y'all this. This is only for like when you hear this on the podcast, it'll be over with. So, but this is for. Let me see. Let me get it here. All right, here you go. So Best Buy's 10 days, 10 days, 10 games, $10 sale. So right now, Death Stranding Director's Cut, $10. Was $49 on sale right now. Was $49. You saving $39. So all you gotta do is add it to the cart. I already added one to the cart, but I don't need to pick it up. But yeah. So first day was Sackboy. Second day was Sims 4. Third day I missed back Gotham Knights. I should have got.
Yeah, I missed that one too.
It was for the Xbox. Xbox can sell out. PS4. I got Far Cry. I didn't want Outsiders. I didn't want Near 2. I didn't want Baldur Wonderland. I did get Watch Dogs Legion. I picked it up next week. Death Stranding, and then tomorrow is the last day. So
interesting.
They're doing Gus. Yeah, so that's in the chat.
And I believe that those games are on every platform, right? From what I saw, like that game is $10 on all platforms, correct?
No, yes, it's doing like PS5 and stuff like that.
So PS5 and Series X, from looks of it.
Yeah, Series X. But right now, it's the deal of the day is like it. When we wake up in the morning, it's gonna be gone. So this $10 is gonna sell out quick. Yeah. I mean, just because it's a PS5 game, it's gonna sell out quick. Then they go another one. Well, yeah,
I
guys.
might get that just because it's $10.
Yeah, to get that. So, guys, but this has been a really good chat. This, talking about today. This has been really, really just really good. We talk about lifestyle. We talk about games and stuff. It's been really, really good. I ran out of water twice, so it's we went almost 2 hours. We almost went 3 hours, and guys, this has been really, really good chat. We're gonna wear it down. So everybody, Ness, tell everybody where we can find you, brother.
Retro Neo Ness. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram. On Instagram, I post all my recent pickups, etc. And then I'm also on Threads.
You still on Threads?
Well, I don't post nothing on Threads. I'm just on there.
Shit, with the way Twitter/X is going, I don't blame him.
I know, right?
I don't blame him.
Vito Vergoli, he been we didn't get him a little more drink in him because he gets philosophical. Me talking him and a little Kirby over there. And also his new podcast, The Legend of Nintendo Podcast, which I absolutely love that name. I hope nobody takes that name. I hope you get that name locked down.
I need to.
You need to. Yeah, you need to look. But tell everybody where to find you, bro.
You can find me at Video Game Baldur on all social and gaming platforms. Thank you guys for all your support to myself and all these other creators on this channel. And also just this podcast and any creators in general. We work very hard to bring you guys content. Like, y'all don't even understand. Y'all think we just send.
You had a hard day today, didn't you?
Bro, and that's one of the things. Super Pause. That's one of them things that I think about when you sitting there editing a video, a 10-minute, 8-minute video for 3-4 hours, and it ends up 8 minutes. Like, y'all don't even understand. We try to bring y'all content. So I always encourage in my videos, not just me. Any content creator you follow, watch their videos through, drop a like. It's very important. It helps their channel a great deal. So not just me, these guys here, anybody you follow, just support them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And yep, catch me on YouTube, Twitter, IG. Mostly more active on Twitter. But yeah, I got some videos coming next week. Armored Core is coming out pretty soon, so I got a special video dropping for that.
You got some new skits?
Oh yeah, definitely. Every week or every other week got some dropping. But yeah, if y'all see that last one, go check that one out. yeah. Got more videos and more skits coming on the way. So yeah, man, definitely good chat with you guys tonight. And yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and guys, I'm Mr. Right Way. Check out the new video today. Friday videos are kind of like, I'm debating because I do the podcast and then I do a video. But yeah, today's video is from the Long Island Retro Video Game Expo. If you listen to it on Spotify or all podcast platforms, go back and check it out. It's pretty good. I found a whole bunch of amazing Super Nintendo games. You won't believe what I found. And also too, I got another video coming out. Probably I don't know if it's gonna be Wednesday, probably next Wednesday, from Long Island, but with the PlayStation Pursuit. That I got a lot of great PSP games. You want to see that? That's coming up.
Great series, PlayStation Pursuit.
Thank you. Yes, I'm halfway there, guys. I'm halfway to the point. I think I got like maybe 300 more games to get, but we getting there and we find them. We just still need to find that NFL Blitz 2000. If anybody can help me out find that, hopefully I can find it. One day I'll pop up. One day. But yeah, guys, this has been a great conversation. Like I said, the Right Way podcast is all about life and video games and stuff. We talk about video games. We talk about life. We just chit chat and have a good time. So thank y'all so much for watching. We'll be back hopefully next Friday. I ain't going nowhere, so yeah, I ain't traveling this week. And don't forget, your boy's birthday is on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
The big 45. I don't even look it. God dang.
Hey, they say black don't crack, brother. Keep it up.
So don't do stretch here. So you want to bless your boy? I'm gonna put some stuff up. Do the super chats, do the super things, all that kind of stuff. Next week I might do a little live thing. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. I already got my birthday gift from my lady from Nintendo World, so that was great.
Nice.
Well, I will see y'all soon, and like I said, always remember to do it the right way.